Hello, hello, hello. Welcome out, everybody, to episode 114. For those who can't count, I guess. How are we doing?
Great. How are you?
Yeah, no,
Pretty
splendid.
fucking good, man.
Wonderful.
Glad you
Good.
asked.
Yeah, no, it's just the first time everyone's felt really good, and I think it's probably because there's no Bree, right? That's why.
Fuck.
Dude, I wondered what it was.
I think Bree's out for maybe another week next week, but after that she'll be back. She told me ages ago that she'd be out during these times, so it's all holiday season.
What is happening?
Yeah, it's we're not paying enough, so we're just there's negotiations going on, and she's gonna soon get to draw from the deck of many things for free. So
Oh shit.
yeah, it's a whole conversation.
Nice.
She's drawing from the deck.
Yeah, but only gets the
Sam's
positive
invested
things.
now.
Sam drooling.
I mean,
Listening.
Sam's the one who's big enough right now to smash that. Like, you put it in stone to hide it, and he's a massive giant.
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
think we just
it's like
sealed
breaking
it in
over a
concrete.
Kinder egg for him, you know? It's nothing. But I won't tempt anyone. I won't tempt anyone.
I would draw from it again, just to clarify.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
Oh, we know.
We've had two positives, dude.
Dude, we're close enough to the wire.
doesn't
I'd
care.
fucking draw from it. And like, God damn
Yeah.
it, dude.
Somebody better,
care,
like,
dude.
at
Just
the
see
end,
if all
right?
of our hard work gets undone
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
just a card draw.
I do feel like
this
that
card
happened.
says that the 10th hell wins everything. Oh, so
Yeah.
weird.
Mhm. I mean,
Edward's
you could
fucked
just-
with himself enough where
It's one of the
Yeah.
two outcomes
It's another
anyway. It's a
thing,
coin
right?
toss, dude.
Hey, look, all I'm saying is there's always the chance of drawing from it. You know, if you want the epilogue for your character to be like, you know, maybe potentially devastating. Or great. There's also good cards in there. There's still good cards.
we can extend the campaign.
Yeah. We'd have to do like a one shot a year later to solve the issue. Well, no Bree today, but we have got everyone else. And yeah, if there's no shout outs or anything, we can get started. So, in that case, who would like to do the recaps?
Not it.
The recap?
The recap.
It's Sam. He's the only one who didn't put his
Sorry,
finger in his
Sam.
I'm
mouth.
eating nuggies, man.
You didn't raise your hands.
in
You
your
didn't
mouth?
raise your hands during the
Absolutely
entire nose
fucking
bit. You're on camera. We can see.
My camera's broken again. This is like 30 seconds actually behind.
Tell you what, roll a persuasion check with disadvantage. If you beat my DC of 18, you can choose someone to read it.
Okay.
It's
I have a
dis-
-1, so this is essentially a net
believe
20
in you.
at disadvantage.
It's pretty bad.
You can get it.
You looked me
I
directly in the eyes and said your camera's not working, so you can bet your ass that's a hard DC.
Hang on.
Okay, we'll see. Hold.
Hold.
You didn't have roll 20 open, did you?
did not.
2. It's a double 10. If I add them together, it's a 20.
Oh,
Ah.
fair.
That's how disadvantage works, right?
That'd be amazing in D&D. Unfortunately, it does mean you read.
Last we left off, we were in search of the final rune and learned for myself and
Very
learned
confusing for you.
of a creature that would trade lost information for favors. After convincing Cadvan to give us one of his summoning bells, we ventured into other dimensions and even fought gods to gain answers. We learned the state of Skold's soul, we learned how to close the portal in the 10th hell, and we learned the location of the final giant runestone.
And having just finished up in Cadvan's shop, seeing the character to leave, stepping outside, unless there's anything you want to do in Cadvan still, you're back in Albridge. You've gained some information. You've visited places which no one else can really boast. But now, you're back in your journey. Where would you like to go next? So what would you like to do in general?
We gotta go get the rune, right? Pulls out map. Yeah, it's right here. We just gotta. Yeah, does anybody need anything from town while we're here?
Have we rested?
No.
We
I
should
don't
Then I
sleep
would
first.
like to kick back for
I
just a
would
minute.
too.
like
Okay,
when you
let's,
do the
I think a
above
lot
board
of us
talk.
got that shit kicked out of us.
let's
as
go to
I
Affy's and we can rest
Yeah.
and then we can go.
I've noticed Tomato goes above board in character and then also out of character. And I have to work out which one does he mean. There's layers, you know.
Look, when you're a wizard at the level I am,
That's
Those
true.
are the
Boards are
limits of the
meaningless.
world.
You can break
You're
the fourth
basically
wall.
fully meta at that point.
He hasn't invented any board whatsoever.
What a border.
All right. Well, we'll go to Affy's and we'll get a rooms, whatever. We'll get our usual rooms.
I would say when you get there, she kind of greets you, and she kind of lets you all in. Oh, I didn't expect to see you back so soon. I just said goodbye to Basil. He's heading into Crestful.
Wait, it's not here?
No, he's heading over towards Crestful.
When did he leave?
Not long after you left.
Oh. Okay.
Well, your room's upstairs, untouched. You can.
It's nice to see you. Sorry, I didn't mean to be.
No.
How
no,
are you?
He's informing what's going on, and I understand. You're busy right now.
Yeah.
You'd also have noticed when you're walking through the town, or near enough city now, that there were kind of soldiers gathering and kind of army formations being kind of brought out, carts delivering weapons out to the front gate, which is not unusual in war times, but right now it seems like they're kind of gathering en masse. Some people heading out towards the southern areas to travel down to Steel Harbor, but others marching along land. Seems like Albridge is kind of mustering for war.
Okay.
Affy looks across all of you, and upstairs all your rooms are practically all made. Everything's as is, so feel free to go and use them. Again, no charge.
Thanks, Affy.
That's fine. If you need any food or water, just come down and grab it yourselves. You know where everything is. Right.
What time of day is it?
Good question. Trying to think where you were in the morning when you went to the worm, I believe. So probably evening now.
Okay. Evening, early enough that like places are still open.
Yeah, you've
like,
noticed.
like,
I mean,
okay.
in a kind of a medieval feudal setting, it's hard to close. You're always
true.
in need of coin. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Are you guys just gonna go lay down? I have a few errands I want to run.
What are you gonna go do?
Well, I'm gonna go to the map store.
Yeah, that sounds fucking boring. Yeah,
but
I'm
then
good.
also, yeah, it all cascades from the map store. I feel like no one wants to go there. You guys don't seem like super down for cartography.
Now I'm curious. How could it get
But-
more boring than the map store? What's next?
Well, then I was gonna think about some logistics of how to get places and
Sure.
who could get it. Yeah, but like, if you wanna like talk about logistics,
Why do we need logistics? We can literally.
because I
teleport
can't go
across the world.
but we can't go everywhere. It's a whole thing. I'm just
You
gonna
hear
go
like
I'm gonna go to
a
the
table being dragged across the floor. You see Skold is standing up and he's trying to take like all his meat upstairs.
Affy's like, can we just bring it up to you? Like, the furniture is scratching the ground. It's
Come
I
on,
got it.
man. Put
I
it
got it.
down. No,
Don't
put
worry.
it down.
I got it.
I just don't think you should have it, you know. I think it should stay. And she goes and holds the other end. She like tugs it slightly, tries to act like polite. It should just remain down.
He's gonna lift it off the ground and lift her off the ground.
She's like, go.
I will bring it back.
Fine, just don't scrape it, and try not to bash anything on the stairs.
He immediately bashes.
Grimaces.
Affy has a moment where she's like, "This is what it's gonna be like when I have children."
Yeah. So, to get this straight, you want to go to the map store and then.
I do need to
Okay.
go to the cartographer, and then depending on what happens there,
wait,
I'll
this is
figure
not a
else
bitch. You
out.
actually
No,
have to
I
go
really
to the
do
map
need to.
store.
I really do.
I mean, I will say this: you can teleport near enough anywhere. It's just the odds of not landing in the place. Is,
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's the
I'm-
fun.
It's true.
she doesn't like that kind of gamble, you guys. She'll gamble other stuff. She's not gonna end up in a wall
Well, that's that's on a restaurant.
something.
You might just end up a little bit off. That's fine. I don't mind.
Okay. Alright.
Look, hey, yeah. Have fun with that. Sorry, I'm not gonna go. But
It's okay.
when you get back, I have a couple leads that I want to talk with you guys about. So
oh.
take your time. But when you come back, I have a couple things I should probably talk to you guys about.
Okay. Well, it's a map store. I don't think it's gonna take like that long.
I would be shocked if it did.
No, but it's always like it's one thing and then another thing comes from that thing and then
At the map store?
Okay, so if everyone else,
I've seen crazier things. Okay, at this point, it could be days before
Fair
I see
enough.
them again.
She's just wandering Allbridge.
is everyone else going with, or are you gonna wait back? Okay,
Nobody
yeah.
wants to go to a map
Go to
store.
the
Come on.
fucking map
We'll
store.
skip straight to the cartographer then.
Great.
So you go into the cartographer's. I can't remember if I've introduced a cartographer in Allbridge.
You didn't, but Cadman got salty when I was like, too many maps, because he's like, what do you think I am? Like, just a
Yeah.
general store.
Okay,
So,
I'm gonna look through my notes. So then you come across a little place which has a kind of a spiraling quill as a symbol that goes off into a feather, and you can see it's called Potts's Maps. And as you go inside, it's this kind of quiet little store. You can see the windows were mostly covered up, but not through like purposely blacking out. You can see like they've got hanging maps that have almost acted as curtains, and there are maps of all sorts everywhere. You can see drafts have ended up with the kind of final versions, and they're kind of pinned to the walls in all different areas. And you can see just behind this little desk in front of you, at the end of the hall, in kind of a dark area near a candle. But he's got like almost like a little glass shield between the candle and the map. And is a very short gnome with a monocle and kind of wispy hair, a little bit orange. And he sits there. You can see his legs between the table because the table's not got a front to it, and you can see him kicking his legs back and forth.
like a drafting table.
Yeah. And he's kicking his legs back and forth as he's kind of just using a little protractor to measure out distance.
Okay, cool.
64 degrees, and then 64 degrees, 64 degrees, and then 90 there, and then with the ruler.
Hi.
Oh, no. The
Hi.
tavern's too long.
No. Oh, hi. No, I'm here for a map. About maps. I'd like
Takes his monocle
to talk about some maps.
and rubs it.
Thinks you're a mirage.
Hi, I'm Fia.
To buy a map?
Yes.
Oh. All right.
Do you not get a lot of business?
Oh, we get tons. Loads.
Oh.
Had a customer just last month.
Oh, well, that's really exciting for you. Yeah, what are you working on right now? That looks cool.
Takes off the monocle again and rubs it. Do you mean that?
Yeah, it looks cool. I don't know how to. I mean, I could like draw a place here and a place here, but like I can't make it like make sense and be
It's a map
logical.
of the Free Pass River. And all the banks.
Oh.
And I've been stylizing how much of the banks of sand going outward and how much of them start breaking into the dirt. I'm trying to build a little bit more legitimacy in the maps. Trying to make sure that people know when they're rowing down that river, they'll know exactly how much of it is sand, where the kind of boggier parts are, the depths of the water. It's a very complex map system. I can show you all of the intricate designs and the drafts if you're really interested in. In fact, I've got an entire book back there with about 11 different versions of this, and I think I've really perfected this point. If you're looking to buy this map, this will cost you about 40 gold for a copy.
Oh, well,
You want the Free Pass for the map? Sure, I'll roll it up. And
no, it's
I'll
really
finish off
nice,
the
but
later.
I
If
don't
you
need a
want me
map
to commission it,
of
I
the
can
river.
get another one done, but if you want to buy
I was
this one, it's
hoping
burning
you
up.
had a map of Mount Ignier or anything having to do with Mount Ignier, and then also if you knew maybe the distance between Mount Ignier and Steel Harbor, and then also the distance between Mount Ignier and Advent. Just like anything to do with Mount Ignier.
Advent is much closer. You're probably talking, a good 20 or 30 miles off of the shore there. That's not too bad. But if you're going from Steelharp, I don't have any maps of that kind of degree. I've got general land masses of their wreath maps I could present to. But if you wish to get to Mount Ignore itself, it's not really a charted territory, very dangerous and sort of still active. But I do have a general kind of it is a map that will show you kind of the latitude and longitude of the area to the closest degree we can from realistically through research more so. I've never seen it myself. Would you like the general world map and that one? I can further Denny starts pulling out. Right there.
I mean,
Total so far is 120 gold.
Okay, well, I'd like to see it. I've sailed by it before. I was hoping to get more of a sort of like, kind of a little bit more detail of like the coastline and like where I could, dock or just sort of like what the interior looks like, something like that.
Interior of Mount Ignore?
Well, yeah, like what if I was gonna sail there and then like explore?
Well, then
right?
go and
Surely
explore,
someone
and you can bring
else
back
has
that
done
information. No one in our research right now. I mean, I've researched the area and I've got an idea for the general size of it from comparisons to other mountains and whatnot. So I can do it via that. But tell you what, I don't really like browsers, so I can give you a map of the general way to Mount Ignore and probably the best places to dock and land. But I'm not going to show you the map before a little bit of coin. Well, what if you were to browse it and then use a spell to capture it?
No, that's
and
really
then...
fair. It's just that, like I said, I already sailed by it, so I sort of like I know where it is. So I don't really need to know where it is because I've done that part. I just was hoping for some more. It's okay. It's fine. It's like it's a niche kind of thing, right? Not a lot of people are going to an active volcano, so I get it. It's not a big deal. Okay. Well. Okay. I'm sorry. Now I feel sort of rude that it's not really what I'm looking for.
That's fine.
But
all right. He goes back to his protractor and then puts his monocle, adjusts it. 64 degrees, 64, 65, 66.
I'll be sure to let people know if they're looking for a map of the Free Pass River, though. That's beautiful. So, thanks for your help. She turns around and walks out.
Goes back to it.
Okay. So.
Mm-hmm.
Then she's going to start heading towards it's not the path, wherever the Ashtalin and the king might be.
Yes.
Whatever the hell that place is called that I keep forgetting. And as she's walking, I'd like to cast Sending to Captain Heartbloom.
Okay.
Hey! Where are you? Are you still in Pennytown? Have you left? Are you just curious? How's it going?
You'd get a response that says, "No, actually, I'm out on the sea right now. We're chasing down a small vessel. We've heard they got lots of silks on them, so we're going to make sure to distribute that. All the best."
Okay. Okay. She'll keep heading towards.
Mm-hmm. Once you get to the kind of estate area and where the King's Hall is, the guards on the outside would look towards you. Come and look. Bow their heads.
I just nod.
Who are you looking for? The king? He didn't inform you? He's in Advent currently.
Oh, God damn it. Okay. Thanks. I'm sorry. That was really rude. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope you have an awesome day.
You will.
I'm going to turn around and walk away. And then I got to message the king.
Sure.
Hey. You're in Advent. Cool. Do you have any ships there? Could I borrow one if I need to? I don't know if I need to. Just could I if I need to? Miss you, bye.
You would hear back. Yes, we're in Advent. We're preparing for this battle you warned us of. We have some civilian ships that have been offered to us. One of those could easily be gifted.
Okay.
Okay.
She just like makes a U-turn and heads back to the tavern.
Okay. So heading back towards the tavern. Fabi, you were waiting for everyone to get there to do... Yeah. So Fia would probably arrive back half an hour later.
Cool.
Kick on everybody.
Kick Skold's door. Hey, you big bear, come downstairs real quick.
He opens the door and comes out dragging a table.
Scratches
He has
across
the
the
meat
ground.
sweats.
He said he'd bring it back. He's a bear of his word.
Yeah, he'll bring the table back down the stairs with him.
You see, when you're going to go downstairs, Affy looks at you, sighs, and then just pours herself a very tall drink. And just drinks from it. Okay, you're all downstairs in the tavern.
All right. So, couple things. First one that's the easiest is well, the borough that I'm from is like it's pretty peaceful, but Lago in general aren't generally super peaceful. There's like a bunch of them. And they're kind of hard to find. But one of the matrons from my borough, Maisie, she's like from the original group that left the Great Wood.
Oh shit.
And I feel like she might be able to help me get in contact with the Lago and the Great Wood and potentially help us contact other creatures, other groups in the Great Wood that would want to be part of this, that might not even really know what's going on, because the Great Wood's like a fucking weird sort of vortex in some
There
ways.
are rocks in the Great Wood, right?
Rocks or like rocks?
Of course, there's fucking rocks.
There's like rocks.
Not,
in
not those kind of rocks, the other kind of rocks.
You didn't.
The flying
You didn't
one.
specify which. Okay, the flying one.
I thought that was obvious. Why would I inquire
Oh
about a
no,
regular-
I honestly thought you meant like boulders, and
Yeah,
I
I
was like,
did
where
too.
would there be no rocks?
Okay. Well, I'm not.
I mean, as far as I don't know if they're like native to it or if some of them live in the Great Wood, but like, yeah, they've been seen there for sure.
Okay, then I'm in.
Oh,
He looks at
All
one.
right.
I want a rock.
I mean, I can just. We can get you a rock. Are you talking? You're talking about the flying?
he's talking about he wants a flying
Yes,
rock.
the flying kind.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't know if perhaps there was something you wanted to hide beneath.
You guys
the
have
rock.
talked a lot about
Where do
hiding
they
stuff under
usually-
rocks.
If
yeah.
I wanted to
Oh.
hide beneath the rock, I wouldn't tell you guys. That defeats the purpose of the rock.
That's true. That's super true. You wouldn't just ask blatantly if there was
Yeah,
a rock
that
for you
makes
to
a lot
hide
of
something under.
sense.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's a potential thing.
That's a good
Um,
idea.
The other thing, which is a bit more complicated, is, and Fia knows some of this, but Adelward wasn't here for the. He won't judge me. He wasn't there.
What's up?
So when we were part of the carnival, I stole a thing from the carnival. It was a real stupid thing to do because an archfey got real pissed off about it. But I convinced him to basically like sponsor me in some weird ways. So I've been stealing like weird shit for him, basically. You know, in exchange for him not like murdering my whole family or whatever other thing he was going to potentially do. Anyway, we're close now. He and I, we're good. So I went to him and asked.
Hang on, let's just backtrack here because you're
We don't
really
need to.
brushing this off. But you
I don't
robbed the archfey.
I
Wait,
did,
they were
yeah.
all clowns before I met you.
Have been.
Oh, the Fae Circus.
my God, that would be a
Did
great
we not
reveal,
tell
though.
you about that? Yeah, we saw
went
this
to a
like Fae
whole
Circus. We
Fae
lost like a month.
circus thing, yeah.
Yeah, we knew like it wasn't. So we were like, oh, circus. We like to watch a circus. It turns out we were like the act, and then we had to like do all these challenges, like get out alive.
I guess
Bunch
we
of
were
people died
clowns.
actually.
We
They
kinda
just
were
made us
clowns.
fight for their amusement, Adam. But it was
Oh, we tried to shoot Fabi out of a cannon. It didn't go that well, but it was still real cool.
I see.
I don't have the thing anymore. I got rid of it.
What thing?
It was the
Stolen item.
yeah, it was like
Clown
it was the clown car. That's what it was.
You were clowns.
Man, that would have been so useful.
It would have been very useful. We shouldn't talk about that either.
Yeah, it's okay.
Look,
I don't even know what a clown car is.
Do you remember
Thank
the
God.
thing that like?
No,
yeah,
you don't have
no,
to
it was
explain it to
nothing.
him, please.
Adelord is
wasn't that
now
cool.
completely convinced that before meeting all of you, you were a roving circus act.
It's fair,
Good.
honestly. yeah.
Look, I'm sorry that I didn't tell you guys about it. Honestly, I realized that stealing that thing potentially put all of us in a lot of danger. And I felt really bad about it, so I didn't ever want to use the item. I didn't ever want to tell any of you guys. But at this point now, it felt like the best call to ask him whether or not there was a way to get the Fae involved, or if they would be interested in the fact that like all of us might be dead suddenly, you know?
Yeah, what are they gonna do for fun? What are they
Right,
gonna
that's what
go
I
into their
said. I was
circuses?
like,
Yeah.
you guys
No, that's
like
super
us,
smart.
right? We're amusing. And he
We're the
took this
clowns to you.
yeah, he took this moment to reveal that he's actually not an archfey,
Oh
but
shit!
used to be one.
Did he get fired?
So there's an item that was stolen from him,
Oh shit.
and without it, he's like lost that status. But if he has it again, he will have that status and
Is it
can
like an
potentially,
archfey pin. Like
I guess,
An
but he can
insignia?
potentially like leverage if he is an archfey, he'll have more sway.
Oh.
Talking to them
it's
about
like
it,
a king that's lost his crown.
basically.
So
Why
does
would
he
you
know where
lose
it
your
is?
crown? I feel like I wouldn't even seek the help of such a
If-
careless being.
If a king on record had lost his crown and therefore all of his sway, and then suddenly he got it back, I'd still say to him, "You're the idiot that lost your crown, and I do not respect you."
Sure, fair
I'm
enough.
sure, but also like the fair
guys,
is so weird and have these like
the Fae
weird.
Are
Yeah.
fucking weird, but they're powerful. There's some really fucking powerful people in there, and if we can get even any of them on our side to fight out here, that's good, right?
Yeah. So like,
But like, this is the best link we've got, unless any of you stole a thing and have a Fae creature that
I mean, I
you've been
stole
chatting
stuff,
with.
but
I mean,
If I stole something, I would at least use it, and then the negative would be counted.
Yeah,
by the
this is
positive.
look. We don't
Do you
need to talk about that though.
wait. So, do you know what got stolen? Like, do you know where it is? Like, what do we just have to go? Like, did he tell you like, well, if you get this back for me, I'm gonna talk
Yeah.
to my
There's
archfey
a-
buds.
I'll need to double check the info, but there's basically like this giant Fae bear thing. And he has a crown, and my dude wants to shrink us and put us in the plane that's inside of the crown.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm down. That sounds awesome.
Cool. That's what I said too.
Is that
That's-
safe?
I also thought
I
probably
mean, is anything
no,
safe?
definitely not.
Yeah, like nothing's really safe. I've never done that before. That's gonna make an awesome story.
But apparently the thing is in there. And if we get it, he's basically gonna cart us in and distract because
how
this
smart
bear
would he
fucking
be?
hates him. And then we go in the crown. We get the thing, we come back out, we give him the thing, and he's like, "Gotcha, bitch, I'm an archfey."
So a giant bear stole his crown.
I guess so, yeah.
Well, I feel like when you reduce it like that, it sounds a little less exciting, but how small? Like small. Wait, are we gonna be like smaller than when you got small?
I don't know how big this bear is the thing. If the bear is like, twice the size of Skold, we might not need to get shrunk down that much. But I don't know.
All right, cool.
But that's if that's a lead that you guys would like to pull on.
You all helped me when I was in need, and I will help you the same.
Yada yada,
Thanks,
same
bud.
exact thing, etc., etc.
Yes, what he said.
Thanks,
You guys
guys.
seem
I
really excited
feel
about it.
the love. And I understand that you're probably going to rib me for this whole thing for a while longer, and I accept that. That's fine.
I don't know. Like, you made it right, though, right? Like, you sorted it out. Like, everything was fine.
Yeah, I
Also, you
tried.
got a cool.
You didn't kill anybody. I don't
got a cool
think.
magic friend.
It, so it's really not my place to get upset
That's-
about
That's true. You weren't there. You weren't involved.
really-
So how
it
dare
matters
you
not to
even
me.
speak right now?
How dare you? Okay. All right. So, do you want to, if you want to talk to your, what are they called? Matron?
The matron, yeah.
Yeah. Are you gonna go there alone? Do you want us to go with you to do that part? Do you
Can
want
we
to just
go
call
with?
her?
I don't know how this
Are we
works.
allowed to go with?
I mean, you can just fly right in there. They really
Yeah, I
do
was
that.
gonna say,
I've done it before.
yeah,
Doug did it before.
Doug's
It's
great.
not about whether we can. Should
Yeah,
we?
like would it
What-
help or would it hinder?
gotta be
whether or not it
respectful.
would help
Yeah.
the situation. I mean, they know who you are. I've talked with them about it. They'll be pissy no matter what. It's not it like,
Oh,
but
They were kind of
moms.
busy.
You know, I think it's sort of a gamble. If we all show up, I think that it gives a sense of urgency. If just I show up, you know, Maisie and I have never gotten along super well, so she'll like try to push me around a little bit. So it might be beneficial for all of us to
Well, we
go.
could
I don't
go
know.
then. All right. Well, okay, so this is good. We know where the rune is.
Mm.
Well, we know where your family is, obviously, and then wait. Are you just gonna like?
I think I just call
How's it-
him.
Oh,
I
okay,
just
cool.
he's always, I don't know. He's like on speed
Are you
dial.
listening right now? Is he here?
He could be. I'm not gonna ask. I don't want to know.
A glass just falls off a shelf, like on the other side of the tavern. We're all like, oh shit. Okay. All right. Well, these are like good leads. I struck out at the map store.
Oh, really? What did you go
this
to the
guy
map
makes
store for?
Real pretty maps, but it was of this river. I didn't even know which river it was, but I didn't want to be rude. It was really nice, it was super detailed. He's like, this is like the 12th iteration. I got a whole book of the other 11. Why do I want 11 of the bad ones though? Anyway, I was looking for
I hope
a
you said
map.
that.
I didn't because I was like, hey, I need your help. But I wanted to get a map like of Mount Ignir because that's where I need to go. But like, who's
Right.
been there? Not me. Do I know where it is? Sure. We've sailed by it a time, right? But like, I don't know how to get us there. I'm not gonna just wing that shit. I don't know. So I was like, what if there's a map? And then when I get there, I could like walk around. And he's like, oh, I got like a basic one that, you know, could show you where to dock. Dude, I could figure out where to dock if I sail up next to it, right? That's not that helpful. And then also he was like, you have to pay me to even look at it. And I was like,
What?
yeah.
Why
It
didn't
was
you
a map
just pay
store,
him?
not a library. Like, it's why didn't I
Why
what?
didn't you simply manipulate him into showing you the map without paying him?
Or just give him the coin. We are extremely wealthy.
We're extremely wealthy, extremely
She
powerful.
didn't want her hand to
Feel like
murder
we-
her while she was by herself.
It's like I don't mind spending the money when it's something I'm,
Out of
Valuable.
one, let's go.
but it's like not.
We can get the map. Do you want us to get the map?
No, because
Skold's
he said
already
he
going
was just
to the
showing us
cartographer.
places to
All
dock.
right.
Like we could just.
Oh, Skold.
Okay. You see the familiar quill, and the kind of the Potts cartography store. You'd see the small door inside.
It's
It's a small.
busiest-
It's a small
his
door.
busiest
It
day
is a
ever.
small door. It's probably only about probably like just under 6 feet tall. This door.
Oh
Okay.
no.
So you'd kind of be stepping up. The kind of his table rumbles a little bit. Holds the he
And
holds the camera place.
Skold would open the door and then nod to Adelon to go in, but then he would stay in the doorway, kind of like looking, because he can't get in.
Hey,
Brutal.
Yes. The tavern's two down. The tavern is two down.
you make maps?
Grabs his monocle, starts rubbing it. Yes.
Should get a bigger door. This is bad for business.
The door sucks. Everyone knows it. Look, we need a map of Mount Ignir, I believe. One of my companions was here recently. We're here to pick up that map.
Here, 40 gold to look at it.
To look at it.
Well, I can't have you try and take in the information, just be a browser and then put it away.
Listen,
So let me
here-
get this straight. You're a cartographer who sells maps, but only maps to look at in the cartography store. Whereas you would want a map at the destination so that you can use it.
You can buy the map outright. It's just you can't look at the map to see if it's verified first.
Then why
So
would
you're
we want
selling
it?
us a surprise map that may not even have anything up.
It has things on it. You could get the local guard if it didn't. I'm just selling you. I'm not trying to be robbed here.
Does it look like I need to get the local guard?
I can't tell. I can only see your face. Perhaps you're very small behind that. Though I doubt it.
Skold will put his arm through the doorway.
Oh, it comes within like a foot of his desk.
And like this big clawed hand will then recede again. Can I roll intimidation?
Yeah, roll a strength intimidation.
Can I give him just help action
Yeah,
on
for
this
sure. You can
by
have
being
advantage.
present?
Stare unblinkingly at this man.
I lost my own character sheet. Hang on.
That's okay.
Go. It's gonna be what?
Damn it.
An 11? Wait, is he giving me advantage?
Yeah, you got
A
advantage.
13?
Damn. Yikes, dude.
Ooh. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh no.
He puts the monocle down. Picks it back up, puts it back, and smugly folds his arms. You're God's bane. You protect people. You don't hurt them.
As soon as he said Skold would like pull his arm. Like,
The wrong two motherfuckers to be gambling with that.
There
Nice
are
attempt to
multiple
vamp one.
members of God's Bane.
Well, it'd be bad for your reputation, wouldn't it?
Dick.
And I
gold?
think he's mistaking us for the rest of God's Bane.
He does not know the things that we do.
I don't think he knows.
He doesn't understand the things that we do.
No. I recognize him especially.
You recognize him. Do you know what we're known for in God's Bane? We're the ones that kill people.
Bad,
Yes, we're the
bad people.
slayers.
Not.
We're
there's
the
no-
ones that go to places to deal with things when the talkers in our group have taken too long talking.
We've been known to kill bad people, but also irritating people. And people that hinder the mission. You are hindering the mission.
Well, another intimidation with advantage.
This is a regular one, right? Okay. I'm not very good at these. Like the
No.
least charismatic guy.
Yeah.
I am good at these actually. Holy shit. No, it's a
Hey.
15 though. I'm still not that good at actually rolling the dice.
What is it that you want? Just the
The
map
fucking map.
for free?
And we will pay you coin after we see the map.
And then we will pay you as would be expected of your business.
Puts the monocle down. Leans down, produces the map. Unravels it. If I see a single spell, I'm calling the guard. Later, after you've left, probably, but I'll inform them. He puts it down, puts the little paperweights in the corner. It's a map of Mount Ignir's kind of surroundings and shows you where the kind of the banks come down, and it has the kind of latitude and longitude lines to help you, and also just kind of like the any kind of geography that would help you get an idea for like how tall this mountain is, where some of the entrances are, the most dangerous portions of it. It doesn't have any of the interior, but it has some design of like what might be hollowed out and where kind of sections and tunnels might head into the mountain. It also shows you just kind of portions which have like greater sandbanks and where you could land. Not super detailed, but does give you a general idea of how to traverse it. Good.
How much is the map?
14 gold.
I don't want to give him 14 gold, take the map, and leave as fast as he can.
Sits back and he rubs his monocle. I hate God's faith. Just goes back to his work.
Now cartographer's bane as well. So sad.
As they're leaving, Skold will like throw another 10 gold in and then close the door because he can't get in.
He looks at us. He pours 40 and then walks over and collects it up, but thankfully sits back and realizes that it's
Skold,
probably better to have his life.
can I roll to hear this?
Yeah, go for a perception.
Perception. 22.
You definitely hear it as you're leaving.
Okay, I'm gonna grab 50 gold. I'm gonna put my fist through the window and then drop it.
Smash the window. God. Thank you. Goes on, he kind of grabs the gold and doesn't really know what to do, and he sits back and is conflicted and just kind of drops into his chair. A couple of guards walk past and just go, and Skull faster away from you guys.
Perfect.
But you get your map of Mount Ignia. I'll have that produced for next week.
All right, cool.
Give it to Fia.
Joe was so relieved when you didn't pursue the map because it wasn't ready, and then
And then you're like, no.
oh, thank God, I have an episode.
Thanks, guys. I mean, I messaged Captain Heartbloom to see where she was at. I think she's actually she was in the midst of liberating some goods from a ship.
Piracy.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah,
Good for
no,
her.
she's doing really well, actually.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah, my mom said she's actually really impressive. And then she did this whole thing about how she's like, no, if you're just like nice and you don't kill people, then they're like so grateful that they just give you whatever they have. So I guess that's one way to do it. But then I also messaged Heyman to see, because he's an advent, and I was like, what if we need a ship to go to Ignir? And he said we could probably hire a civilian ship there, but I don't know. I don't even know how far it is, so I guess we'll have to figure that out. But that's okay, because we got other stuff to do first. So by the time we're done with that stuff. Well, yeah, we gotta go find your rune, right? Isn't that what we're doing next?
Oh, yes.
Do you want to not do that now?
You seem really jazzed about it.
We can do that.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Okay.
I got caught up in the finding of the map.
Oh, I really do appreciate it. How much did you
He's
pay him?
alive. We didn't kill him.
Okay, good. No, I didn't think you were gonna I just assumed he was alive. Okay.
100% thought
We
that guy
paid
was
him
gonna
enough
die.
for the map and the window.
Did he tell you that you were gonna have to like buy it outright before you could even look at it?
He did not give us hassle of like he gave you hassle.
Oh, like he just saw you and was like,
look at us.
yes, sir, take the map immediately with no questions asked.
Exactly.
Cool.
Started crying a little.
They did, yes.
Oh, okay.
I would
He
like
also
to roll
recognized
insight.
us instantly.
Oh, well, you're pretty recognizable. Is that good? Are you glad you were recognized?
I mean, can't be helped.
Yeah, that's true. What are you gonna like put on a hat?
Oh,
or
we're
something?
lying. Yeah, we're hard lying. Yeah.
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 I rolled a 20, chat. For anybody who can't see.
You know we're lying. Throw it to
Yeah, Bobby was smirking through the whole thing.
Anyway, Rune.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well,
So how close could you get us to?
I forgot where it was.
It's in Eastern Fjordhelm.
Okay.
So it's a kind of a mountain near the kind of finger pass over this way. You guess.
Okay. What's the closest place we know? Home? Or
Home's
no,
on
we
the
were-
Grips end. I'll give you guys.
Also,
the
we
map.
were.
The closest we've been is probably either, I
Is
want to say either the
Volgia?
forest itself.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to go
or-
back to that fucking forest. They'd love to see us.
God, yeah. Did we do Ivardum or not? I don't think we did.
No, we never went to Avardum.
Yeah, so Solgia, like the
um,
Stigwood, would be the closest place we've been. I
Timmy
think.
has been to Avada.
Oh, okay.
'Cause that's where his family currently is.
Oh. Well,
Oh.
do we want to go to Avardum or do we want to piss off the elves more and just kind of like have a fun time there?
Oh shit, that's a.
That's. I think that ends really badly. The elf thing.
Yeah.
I'm down, but like,
Yeah.
it doesn't end well.
Okay. Well, can we go? That's where your family's at, Timmy? Can we go there? Do you have something from there?
Do I have
Probably.
something? I mean, probably.
His self.
Looks at DM.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
More
I
than likely I
imagine you
take
would.
little things still. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You're a sentimental sort.
We can kill two birds with one stone, and Timmy can see his family.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Okay.
fine with that.
All right. Well, okay. So we could get some rest, and then we could go in the morning. Or do we want to go? I could. Hold on. Wait. Can I? I
We're
might be able to
rested.
Take us.
Aren't we?
You were
Did we
about to, and
actually-
then you didn't.
Oh yeah.
I.
I feel rested. It's because I ate all that meat.
You know what I mean? Now I'm sleeping. I do still
That's what your
have
final
a.
exit I'm going to give you. You just eat meat to rest.
Just-
That's the final rune.
It'd be amazing.
If we don't want to sleep here, we could go now, or we can wait till everybody's rested. I don't know. How big's your house, Timmy? Could we all sleep there?
I mean, there's places we don't all have to sleep like in the same room.
Yeah, no, I didn't like we do like one giant room with a bunch of bunk beds. Like, okay. What do we want to do? Go now? Go tomorrow?
Let's go now.
It might be better to go now so you could get your.
Yeah, I
energy
feel
back.
bad for Affy. Looks at all of the busted shit. Here.
She's finished the drink and has already poured another one.
She's just sitting with her head in her hands. All right. Okay. Then I guess let's do that.
Okay. So, taking the item from Timmy, you'd be able to teleport all the way to Uvardum. Because you're teleporting to pretty much where the associated item is from, what kind of item would you have, Timmy, that can kind of link it?
Probably like a little necklace
Okay.
that his mom made him just because she likes making things and she can't sleep really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
You'd
She
then
tinkers.
teleport.
Yeah.
Because I imagine the way it is when you have something from the associated item is that you're pretty much teleporting to near enough where that was created or somewhere it's associated with. So you teleport literally into the kind of yard or like kind of the opening area of Timmy's home, just as you appear there. You'd immediately just kind of find yourselves in this kind of great series of mountain halls, which have been carved out and improved over the many years and in recent months especially. But the home of the Leadfist is now larger than the last one. Pretty. It's definitely a little bit more, a lot more love and care has gone into the carving of it. And they've really established a much larger home with workers coming in and out. As it's the evening, though, you'd probably find that most of the kind of halls are asleep. They've got torches around, and you'd arrive and appear outside of the home. All dwarven structures are kind of almost built out of stone and rock, with some lining of wood that they might have kind of harvested from nearby trees, but for the most part, it's stone and rock embedded into parts of the home will go into the mountain itself, others would be jutting out. A lot of intricate designs of just kind of dwarvish runes and writings, and they even kind of put some of their successes and whatnot onto the sides of the walls. But the portion you're in right now is pretty much just outside of the window and kind of this like seating area of almost like a little grassy patch where they forced a growth underneath the underneath the mountain itself. And you can see, as you arrive, you see a torch, candlestick kind of come lit straight to the window, and you'd see the face of Dara looking out. And the door kicks open, and she's got a hammer in both hands. And then looks across and... Timmy! I didn't... You have to warn me before you arrive.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have called first.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
we keep forgetting that. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I didn't realize you were coming. She puts the hammer down and kind of like rests on the end of it. I thought there'd be an intruder. Well, come on then, all of you inside. And then she kind of pushes the
Yay.
doors open and allows you all to walk in.
Thanks, Mrs. Loudfist.
Yeah, you would kind of head inside of this very kind of, it seems cold from the outside as a dwarven home, but on the inside you can see she's trying to make it as homely as possible. She spends most of her time just kind of working on it. They've got rugs and all sorts to make it kind of that very thick, almost like uncut grass, how tall these rugs can go, and your feet can get lost in them. Really comfortable room. And you would see that for the most part, there are like large seating areas with too many cushions all across the sofas and the kind of seats, anywhere to make it more comfortable. And the kitchen area is actually being embedded out of the rock itself, so it almost just weaves into it. This kind of granite that's been polished over. And she walks over towards it, and you can see she's already kind of prepping up some food for the next day, building a broth for the morning breakfast. And so she kind of points out to the seating. I take it you're not staying long?
Not this time. We got a lot on our plate, I guess.
Fine. Would you like food before you go?
My God.
I don't know if you guys do. I mean, Skold
say yes.
is probably still. Yeah.
Please.
Yes, please.
I've been cooking this one for 4 days now, so it's about ready.
I'm feeling rather peckish.
You look like you haven't eaten in days. I'll get an extra portion for you. And she
I like this place.
she starts scooping up some of this broth that's been kind of cooking down. It is an ale broth. The liquid in it is entirely ale, and it's kind of this almost similar to beef substance in it with like potatoes. She makes you all to scoop out a kind of one without any beef for you, Fabia, but it's still going to taste somewhat a little bit beefy. It's a little bit odd for you, but she goes the extra effort to try and do it. Puts out bowls onto a table for each of you. Looks towards you, Adaward. What do you eat these days?
Adelward, Joe, I guess answer to me, does Adelward still need to eat food now that he's an elemental?
Oh, shit.
Not need, but you can consume it. I imagine the way that you would eat food is probably closer to when it kind of goes into your body, it would get broken down and kind of just like almost like broken apart, the particles. So it's not like you're really gonna digest it and produce it, and you don't need to use the loo. So it's kind of more of to fit in or for the pleasure of it. You could probably still taste, I'd say, if you wish to.
Ooh.
Depending
I
on
can
the
eat
form.
Whatever.
I'll make you
I'm not
bowl,
picky.
and don't worry if you waste any. We've got plenty to go around. And she kind of serves out all of you with bowls, spoons, and whatnot. Skold, she puts yours in essentially like a mixing bowl, which is much bigger, and kind of gives you most of the portion. You see most of the broth is gone, and she's put loads of it into yours. And then she puts these breads on the table. For dwarves, bread is the consistency of bricks. And you can see when she puts them down, there's like a hard thunk, thunk, thunk kind of thump. For you, Timmy, this is homely. This is, you have no good bread. It deserves to be chewed. It needs to be crunched and nearly break your teeth. But for the rest of you, it's a difficult swallow. She puts it all down and she sits at the end of the table.
Dunk it in my soup.
Are you staying?
Tonight, if we can.
The workers' barracks have plenty of beds if we can't accommodate everyone. But a few of you could definitely stay here.
Awesome.
We'll eat up, and if you need anything, let me know. Try to keep it down. Your father is asleep in the other room.
Okay. Wait, how are you? It's good to see you.
I'm great. I'm sure Jimmy's caught you up on everything, but this mountain it's amazing. It's like hearing the stories of all of your grandfathers and their grandfathers, all of the mines they got to explore. We get to explore now here. It's a fresh start.
It's really cool.
And the community is incredible. We have a council. No kings, no leaders. We share out wealth for the good of the community.
Hey, I did a council too.
I always knew you were the smart one of the group.
Of course. He like acts all smug.
What about you? She looks towards Adderward. I didn't remember you being so handsome. What happened to you?
I obtained the incredible power of a extremely powerful elemental creature
Oh,
from
really?
beyond this plane.
Well, good for you. Following your dreams.
Thank you.
From a giant worm's stomach.
I'm going to
Yeah,
leave
there's
that
some of
part
that, too.
out when we tell this story.
We don't have to though.
There are.
It's huge. It's like we just walked right in.
We do have heated pools here, so if you need to go and wash off.
Oh, say no more. Skold is like a ghost. Which way?
Just if you go out that way, follow past the barracks and into the first tunnel. You'll see.
Right. Scott always walks slowly when he's like in a new place because everyone just freaks out.
Yeah,
So
not
he'll
to
just
scare
be
everyone.
like walking very slowly to this new place.
This is the most curse words you've ever heard in succession when you're walking through the dwarven area. Because it's a lot of the workmen who are working kind of like the night shifts in this tunnel. Every time you walk past, people are like, "Oh fuck! Look at the size of that motherfucker! Holy shit! Look at him go! Hey guy, you want to pick up a pickaxe? Join us a little bit." You know, and they keep just calling out to you, and all of them are just in shock. But there's no kind of general fear. Northern dwarves know Krigven not to be kind of generally just hostile on a day-to-day basis, but they're all pretty impressed by the size. And you can hear some of them go like, "That's fucking Timmy's friend right there. Yeah, Divin. Yeah, that's the big guy he's talked about." And they all just kind of watch you as you go past and head over towards the heated pool area, which is not as nice as home. It's clearly dug out, and you can see they've kind of just pickaxe as much as they can. It's like a guise that's heated up this running river through the mountain. And so they've got kind of portions which they've carved out, and occasionally some of them will just dip into it, but many of them move out of your way to allow you to go and sit inside.
The water just like overflows.
Yeah, you can definitely see it falls out.
How tall is Skold now?
God,
Like
I don't
walking
know.
around normally, like
All
Yeah.
the time.
17 feet probably.
Yeah.
God.
What?
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah, he's big.
I don't
Big
think I
boy's large.
realized.
It's like a 2-story.
I thought he was
almost.
like 10 or 11 feet.
No.
17?
I was
Yeah.
10
Without
feet
giant smite?
before he perma giant smited me.
What the fuck?
He's considered large right
He's
now.
a
And when he
big
goes
boy.
huge, he's about 30-ish to 35 feet. He's very big.
Monster.
We should enlarge him. after
That's
that,
why I
too.
always ask Joe
Good
if I
for
can
you.
get in a building because
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I?
most of the time I can't.
Fair.
But for the rest of you, like I said, the barracks is down the way. And if you need to go inside and rest up, there's plenty of beds in there. Alright. And you'd hear the door open to your side. Coming out completely nude is your father.
Oh no.
Naked as the day you were born.
Just scratches the back of his head, doesn't even open his eyes yet.
Dad, my friends are here.
Hi, Mr. Leadfist.
Ooh, good to see you.
What's up, bud?
The old hands on the hips.
Yeah. How you doing, alright? How you doing, boy? What you been up to?
I'm great. Do you need a towel?
Oh, no, don't worry about me. I'm not cold.
Okay.
Good day. I didn't expect you to get here such an hour, but I was actually just going to come out and get a drink. And he walks
Yeah,
over
we
and
just sort of dropped in.
pours himself kind of a little mug of milk and just stands there behind the counter and then leans across. Hey, well, good Good. Well, feel free to get some of the food. He looks at the pot. Fuck. Skold here as well, isn't he?
Yeah, it's the spring.
I was looking forward to that for days. Guests. Have as much as you like. It's fine. It's fine. You know? Maybe the big guy should go on a diet. He's a large fellow. He's perfectly happy to eat as much as he needs. I can make more. Aye.
I think he's even bigger than last time you saw him.
Getting
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah.
It's because you keep feeding him. And he's gonna get a bowl and he's gonna just pour it into he pours it into his an extra mug, some of the broth, and kind of double fists having a glass of milk in the same time, a mug of the stew. And all right, well, I'll talk to you in the day. I need my sleep. But if she hasn't offered, plenty of places to stay here. And we can always use your help in the mines, of course, if you like to stay and earn some coin and all that. Good, okay. And then he puts the glass of milk down. As he walks away, you can see him scratch his ass and just go straight back into the bedroom and close the door.
Salt of the earth.
That's really nice to see your dad.
That's real modest, huh?
Yeah.
It's just bodies. Who cares?
It's true, but also, I don't know that I want to see my friend's dad's bodies.
Fabio's seen your mom.
Why does that change it? Okay, you don't have to bring that up.
Oh, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people have seen my mom naked, and I know how uncomfortable I feel about it, and I just felt like maybe you might feel like that too. So I was trying to not. A lot of people have seen my mom naked.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the hell out of here.
I'm just gonna eat more soup.
You can see as she kind of starts clearing up and clearing things away, and she just kind of there's that polite element of wanting to be a good host, but also being it's late. So she's like, oh, just stay as long as you like. I've got much on. Just,
Thanks for the food. I had to go find a bed.
okay.
I really appreciate it.
Sure, and bring any pillows you need in case the barracks doesn't have enough.
Yeah, Fabio will go to the barracks.
Dara would head back into her. Well, before she'd go, she'd kind of just place a hand on both Aaron and Timothy's shoulders, kind of squeeze your shoulders and just say, as long as you like, stay. But I know you
Do you
have
need
things to do.
help? Do you need help tonight? Aaron would be happy.
Oh! Well, Aaron, I would love to. If you want to come with me, we'll meet them in the morning. I'm going to do some things down in the tunnels, make sure they're all cleared. Good to have you back, boys.
We have missed you.
Not as much as I missed you. And she would go and start preparing a little bag to head out into the tunnels. So, you rest up for the evening, finish your long rest, heal up, gain your spell slots and everything back. Some of you probably slept in the barracks. Timmy, you'd have your room if you wish it. Skold, you'd probably have to find a nice little comfortable place to sleep, but I imagine they have quite a bit. The stables down here especially have a lot of kind of padding from these kind of almost fur-like rugs. So you'd be able to kind of build yourself a little bed somewhere. The barracks are definitely way too small for you. You'd have to pull together many beds inside.
Skold would probably, to repay the hospitality, would go in the mine for a bit. And then probably just sleep in one of the tunnels.
Yeah. You can see when you've gone off mining, you're clearing up space that they've kind of would have taken them much, much longer. So you can see there's a massive appreciation there. And when you wake up in the morning, I imagine a couple of the workers have fallen asleep against you. It's just kind of Naka just sat down nearby, and now you're just this just warmth that's been kind of emanating. So you see 3 doors all just all around you. So you each have your kind of your sleep and rest up. And the morning in the tunnels, you can see light starts shooting down. The way they build their tunnels, similar to Anhoro, is they have a series of mirrors which will reflect the light that bounces down them. So it kind of almost creates the illusion of daytime. in the tunnels and lights them up. So yeah, it'd feel almost slightly like daytime, even deep beneath the ground. What would you like to do?
Do we have to, she says after we see everyone, can we go, like, are there tunnels to, like, go towards where we need to go, or do we have to, like, head up?
Who asking?
Pulls out map. No, I'm asking, Fia's asking everyone at who's present for breakfast.
Dara and would be there for sure, and she'd...
I'd pull out the map.
You can pass through the tunnels and head out the eastern part of the field. We've got clear tunnels that pass through, keep them protected and safe. You can take one of the minecart tracks and head that way, and you get through it very quickly.
Okay. Cool.
Where are you trying to head to?
Oh. Well, it's someone's house who we know.
Right.
To get a thing for Skold.
I don't need to know specifics if you're worried. I just meant...
No, I'm not worried. It's just like, it's a weird thing. It's not really mine to look at like everyone else. It's not really not really mine to say. Like,
yeah? I only meant in case I could help you get there in terms of giving you some direction.
Oh, well, this is all that we were told. And I point to like where the Jin like marked the map.
Essentially here for you guys.
Okay.
Portion of the mountain now. Oh, alright, well, heading northeast out of the Fjells, you get there you could probably make that in a day or so if you were fast. The ground is pretty compact out there. If you have mounts, much quicker.
Oh.
Otherwise, it's probably about 2-day travel.
All right.
Okay.
Said everybody.
We'll just get this guy to make us a bunch of horses. Looks at Adelward.
I can make one horse multiple times, to be clear.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Why don't we walk? You guys are getting a little pudgy from all the magic.
You guys can walk. All right, I fly.
I can fly. Bamfs out wings.
All right. Okay. We don't all gotta rub it in.
Feels bad. Puts wings back. Actually, I could if I wanted to. All right.
All
Guess
right.
we'd head out, yeah?
Get our stuff and go.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to head out, you can. So heading out of the kind of eastern portion of the Fjells, you'd be able to walk through the kind of tunnels which have been dug out. You can see a lot fresher tunnels than there were when you were back in the capital city of Undersun. The ones here, easy to navigate. They've kind of thought proactively, as Undersun was more of a kind of a subconscious kind of building, mining towards whatever is in place. It seems to be more of a kind of a designed town. So it's a lot easier to navigate through these tunnels and find your way across it. You can also hop into some of the mine carts. They'd even have large ones for people the size of Skold, as it's genuinely there to carry very heavy materials. And that could speed up some of your journey across, especially if you take turns. But you'd be able to exit up the eastern portion of the Fjells after a couple hours of walking. Kind of a good kind of loop around of time. And as you come out of there, it's a straight, flat northeast path to get to the mountain. It'd take you probably, if you're walking for the most part, going off like the slowest person's movement, it'd probably take you about probably two nights, 2 sleeps, and you'll get there of marching. But yeah, you can travel out onto the flats.
All right.
Yeah.
Who's traveling? How are you all traveling? Just mostly walking, or you're flying?
everyone else
I'm
is-
reclined, hovering along.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, I'd walk.
Is there anything you want to do over the next couple of days? You realize that in terms of dangers at this point, of the campaign, you're all quite, for any intelligent creature, you look tougher, you look stronger. There's kind of a clear danger to you. So you can see a lot of things do avoid you. You wouldn't see any real dangers on your kind of 2-day march here unless you went out looking for them. So for the most part, you'd be able to kind of camp along as you go. It'd be cold days, very cold days, and harsher nights, as it is kind of the open flats themselves. Sometimes you'd get a warmer passing of the sun, but it is closing in on winter now. It's probably mid-autumn by the time. No, it would have been, because you did the 6-month break, it would have actually been, this is probably midwinter, so very much cold.
God.
Yeah, it's very much colder than it was in Fjordhelm. So snowing during the day, and then becoming a little bit kind of rainier and breaking down to harder snow during the night. So is there anything you do to combat the weather or do anything during your travel there?
Stay near Skold.
Yeah, I have something I actually do want to start doing that I forgot we had. Just to kill time as we travel, I think Adelward would be messing with that puzzle orb thing. That
yeah.
Back.
Yes. Yeah, let me find my details on that. I should turn it into an item so I don't have to keep looking up.
Yeah, I forgot I even had it because it's not like an item.
I pull my ear flap hat that Fabia stole out of my bag. And
what episode would that be in? Probably episode around 10. Was it before the 100s? Let me just check. Yes, it would have been before 100. You went to probably around the late 90s. Let me see. Okay. 2 secs. You guys can tell me what else you're doing whilst I find it. I've almost got to it.
At some point, I'd summon Pog back.
Okay.
I mean, I would have done it right away, actually, but because I felt bad.
I've got it.
Hey.
As you'll be able to do this, I believe, twice, because it's per day. Or technically, you could do it 3 times with day, night, and then the final day, the day that you'd arrive. So you can do this three times. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. 3 of them. Well, you can do it once.
I believe in you.
13, 26, 27.
Okay, we'll go with the 13 one to begin with. As you rolled under, it's going to be a 1d1000.
Oh, jeez. I believe you got this.
354.
That's exactly what you needed.
The first day, you find no progress. You start to give yourself a bit of a pattern, learning a bit of an algorithm. On the second day, it becomes a 1d20.
Oh, yeah. Come
Let's roll the
on.
26.
You got it.
16.
You're making progress. You don't manage to open it. Again, another 1d20.
7.
Let's go.
You find yourself getting close. There's a moment where you're, on that third day, you're really cracking in it, and you almost get to it, and you realize that everything's about to open except for these 2 locks, and you have to restart your progress again and lock it all back up. You came close. Really close. Opens on a 1, by the way.
Man.
But the higher the roll, the greater the chance.
Oh, 1. So the higher the roll, the worse it is. Has to be
Yes,
1.
essentially you're trying to get a 1.
Interesting.
But the DC is going to lower the total dice roll. So if you get a certain DC, it becomes much, much, much lower.
Okay.
But yeah, so you don't open it up for 3 days, but you did come close. You came pretty damn close with a 7. Is anyone doing anything else during this journey?
At some point, I'd ask to use tack to give Bowen a heads up that we're gonna come out there.
For sure.
Sure.
So on one of those days, yeah, I'd send him a message like, "Hey, bud, just FYI, there's a lot of bad shit going on. I'm gonna be bringing basically my entire group to the burrow. If you could give the matrons a heads up so that they don't freak out, that would be great. Love you, bye."
You'd hear him come back and just say, "All right, they were pretty angry at you last time, so
Bowen, be more supportive.
maybe come with a present for the whole community.
What does he think I am?
Love
Like
you
a
too,
buffet?
and keep on adventuring. Like the extra word is him
She
going,
would do this call in front of everybody, by the way. She wouldn't
Yeah.
like go off or anything.
Oh, that's your. Is that your?
That was my
your
brother. Yeah.
Oh. All right.
I know. Not.
What does he mean a gift for the whole community?
Oh God. It's very like. I actually have no idea what the fuck I should do for that.
Is that like a tradition? You like bring? Oh, it's like when you go to someone's house and you bring them like a hostess gift or whatever.
Yeah. But imagine that like
for like
everybody in the community lives in the same house. Yeah.
gross.
Look,
Okay.
I figure I'm bringing a bunch of fucking excitement.
Yeah.
I'm
Have they ever
bringing-
seen an elemental locavat before?
I'm bringing an elemental
They've literally
bird.
seen
I'm
me.
bringing
Oh,
a
they did
giant
see
bear.
Shit. We got
They
a
saw
little
Doug.
dragon. Oh.
They didn't see
He's
you.
fundamentally the same person. I don't know how many more times I have to say it.
Do they like fireworks? We still have like 2 fireworks. Maybe they'd like. Oh
Look,
shit! No wait, because
seems
you could see that in the
dangerous.
sky, and then they would know where you live.
Yeah, that's true.
Signal
They would hate
everyone
that.
there,
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. No, we have something surely, right? It'll be
Yeah.
fine.
You know what they do love?
What?
Like fresh vegetables. If I could bring them, look, you know what would actually crush it is if I could bring them something that doesn't grow out there. Like something they've never gotten to eat.
Oh
Well, I mean, here's the perfect place.
Yeah, that's true.
shit! It's true.
All right, I've got a plan. Okay. Yes, let's do this.
Okay, anything else?
No.
No. Skold would just enjoy his time walking through his homeland.
Okay. Then it is after a couple of days that you start to kind of recognize some portions of where you're going and generally where on the map you're expected to kind of arrive from. As you start to come across the woodlands near Tavok's Rest and start to find yourself closing in on the kind of portion of the map you're told, can everyone make a perception check for me?
No. Can we?
With ears?
Can
I?
Ew. 10.
Yes, the DC will be higher though for hearing.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Nat 20, very
Ooh.
nice.
Me.
15
25.
both.
Oh, net 20 for Pog.
Nice. Then
Loop-de-loops.
with your greater ones and with the hearing as well, being a 25, you're kind of walking through this like more sporadic woodland than the Stigwood is. It's kind of very much like trees every like 20 feet or so. And you're passing through, heading towards a mountain, and there's almost like a bit of a break where a smaller portion of this mountain comes out. And on the outside of it, there seems to be several rocks, and it's almost built against a very, very, very kind of frozen over lake. So much so that you can barely see the water beneath, but it creates almost like a bluish tone to the ice here and the snow on top. And you'd see rocks jutting out all across around this mountain. But the actual mountain itself has an almost imprint of a giant build into it. It's kind of almost like circular design pushed against the mountain, and it goes up in small tiers, like almost like a pyramid shape, 3 tiers, like a wedding cake that's been half cut off and built against this mountain. Not the size of Kaldavas by any means. In fact, much smaller. This is the equivalent to a giant's home, which is still, to say, as large as a castle for a group of humans. But it is a giant's home built against this mountain and rounded. With hearing, you'd hear whispers on the wind from atop the walls. The walls are not designed to be similar to a castle. They're not designed to be kind of there to stop a siege or anything. They are just flat land above the doorway. The doors are massive, closed, kind of stone doors, which you might recognize most similar to the ones in Kongstal. With your sights, with all those nat 20s and whatnot, those of you who rolled pretty high, you would see wandering on top of these walls. Some of them just sat there on top, kind of kicking their legs off the edge. About 4 or 5 ogres, as they just walk back and forth on the wall there. They haven't noticed you in the distance. They wear kind of furs with like almost like a chainmail over the fur, but for the most part just furs that are kind of pushing through each of the chainmail rings. You can see them carrying like maces, some of them. Some of them have got these massive kind of crossbows that are almost closer to like the size of a table, with just kind of almost like they're carrying around small ballista as they wander back and forth. A couple of them are talking on the wind. Fabi, you'd hear kind of giant speak, so you wouldn't understand it, but you can hear them having a conversation. One of them kind of complaining clearly by tone, and kind of the other one, and they just going, you don't really necessarily see them do anything. They don't see you. You're probably at this point 100 plus feet away. So you're just kind of just over in the distance. And ogres, to give you guys an idea of, if you don't remember their size, they are large. So they are on average maybe like 13 to 17 feet tall.
Is this like their home? Is this like their settlement?
I don't know. I can't understand what they're saying. I don't even know what language they're speaking.
Can I understand what they're saying?
You can roll to perceive hearing.
One more roll. 18.
You'd hear kind of small wisps of it as you're still pretty far away. So you'd hear like the occasional word of like grumbling, like, "But I'm hungry," and then another one kind of saying, "Once we get in," and then you hear like muttering, and "Oh cow, no, not today, no." And then you just hear them kind of muttering back and forth. They're just kind of having casual conversation, small talk.
It's kind of scrappy giant. They're hungry.
Oh.
Okay.
Do we have to go through? Do we have to go through this to like get to where? Like we can't go around. I guess is what I'm asking.
This is the place that you marked on your map.
Oh, okay, this is legit.
Yeah, it's a fortress building.
Ogres moved into his house.
Or maybe ogres were always here.
Oh shit! What if they're like his guards and his butler and whatever? He's like an ogre butler.
That would be tight. I hope we meet the ogre butler.
I really actually hope that his butler was an ogre and we do meet him and he's going to be like, man, I'm glad that guy's dead because he sucked and now we're all...
I mean, speaking from experience here, the best course of action is to bring them food.
All right, well, I have...
I don't have our food maker, gestures to where Basil normally stands.
Yeah. I mean, we have the bento box has like a piece of chocolate cake and it's...
I don't think they want chocolate cake.
Well, that's stupid because it's great, but also okay.
Like a few whole animals.
Okay, well, should we go
okay.
see what if there? Do we see any tracks or anything? Fia would not.
You're near woodland.
He can't see shit.
You're near
Should
a
we
woodland.
like go kill a deer or something?
Oh,
Yeah,
you
Skold
go
will roll
hunting.
survival and see if he can grab
Yeah,
some
you can go and
stuff.
hunt.
All right, let's do
Okay.
that. Sorry, I have a 2 in
actually
survival. I don't
really
know
good
why I
at
thought I was
survival.
so
Hold on.
bad.
And you've got a 12, dude.
For you, Skold, it might be a case of
Timmy rolled a 26.
being a natural poacher. Like you're good at
I
hunting.
got a
You're good at
9
tracking.
too.
But your problem is that you haven't hunted since you've gone into your new form yet, or at least not as much as you might used to. So it's still getting used to the whole like, when are you not hidden and whatnot, and what to use as cover. With everything there, I would say with only the 12 being the highest.
No, Timmy got higher. Timmy got.
I got 26.
Oh yeah,
D.
I just saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Timmy, what are you using to hunt?
I would say he would use a
keen
combination of me and
senses.
Aaron.
Okay.
Sort of using Aaron to scale trees silently. Since he doesn't climb, he just runs up them to first scout for something, and then Timmy uses his wings to be silently moving towards it.
Okay.
Aaron's like your bird dog.
Um,
He's like flushing game.
you, Skold, a bit frustrated because of the kind of the area, you would be able to find some kind of Arctic honey. These kind of like bees which create a very cooling. It's sweet, not quite as sweet as other honey, but it's chilled. It has almost like a kind of a menthol kind of taste to it. It's almost like minted honey.
He would just grab the whole hive.
Yeah, you start to sting in you, but you don't really feel it. And again, their stings are very much like, because you've got a resistance to cold, you'd see that they almost cause these like cold patches in your skin, but you barely feel that.
Like frostbite?
Like it's like a frostbite feeling, yeah. But for you, Timmy and Aaron, you'd be able to scout around, and I'd say with a 26, because it's considered really high, I'd say you get kind of a full, like, almost like a moose, and then also kind of a smaller deer as well. So a good catch. You quickly
Nice,
kill them
dude.
and catch plenty of food.
All right.
Do we think this is enough?
What's a
Better
start?
than nothing.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
If they're already crabby and hungry, like.
They're not the smartest. Worst case scenario.
They might
Looks
just
at
fight
the one
amongst
and shrugs.
themselves.
Okay, well, hopefully they'll just take our food and let us in. Let's go say hi.
You marching up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just gonna walk
the
straight
way.
towards it, down like the kind of main pathway towards the house. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
As you start to come in
Cast
sight.
comprehend languages before we get there.
Okay. As you start to come within sight, you see a few of the one that's like kicking his legs, quickly pushes himself, stands up, and like grabs for his kind of big crossbow. And you see the other one with his just kind of rests it up and then holds it against his belly and like holds it outward. And then the one that was grumbling before steps up, quickly pulls over a hood on their head, and then holds their mace out and hits against the ground a couple of times and calls out, "Oi! Oi, you stop right there!"
Oh,
Peace, brother. Bring food. He lifts up the moose.
Talks to another one. And he's like, "Is that all, moose?"
And deer and honey.
Honey. You see them go, "You got to be getting stung." Oh, so yes. Hold on. You may approach.
Skold will nod to the group
yeah.
and approach.
I'm just going to get closer. You see you're just below where the kind of the mountaintop is, and where they're on the lip of it. The door itself, because this was the home of Magnathor, is a little bit shorter than he would have been, so it's probably about, but it's about 25 feet tall. So it's a very tall, massive kind of doorway that goes into this home, and they're stood on top of that, so they're up on the top of that looking down. And as you kind of get within about 10, 15 feet of the door, he kind of puts his mace down and looks down at the moose and goes, "That's quite a find. Well, are you expected?"
No.
"Oh. Why be so nice?"
We want to come in.
We're not allowed to let people in without letting the Mountain Lord Sucksack know.
You can tell Zuckzak. But we need something deep inside.
What you need a better for?
Well, the one who lived here before left me something
Oh, you're that
inside.
fella? He was the basement blacksmith. He was the basement blacksmith. What you need him for?
He left me a gift. Inside.
He ain't never had visitors before.
First time for everything.
Who
How long have you
Magnathor.
been
You're talking
here?
about Magnathor.
I know Sucksack knows his name. We just call him the basement blacksmith.
How long have you been here?
Us lot.
Yeah. Oh shit, they're not gonna hit.
One.
I'm just gonna look at everyone and be like, Sucksack? That's the
It's-
guy.
It sounds like Magnathor let them live here because it's
Yeah,
free
but
security.
we already know them.
Free.
Do you remember
Oh,
down the
isn't there? He'll
mountain.
look out of wood.
coming
Surely
down the
not.
mountain, and that was his
Oh,
name,
boy.
Sucksack. No, it's okay. You've been here a while. I could tell.
Hold on. Yeah, oh, gosh, sorry.
Brother, it's okay. Can you fetch Zugzag?
You want
Take these. He'll
Reach to
offer the
mountain,
food.
Lord. Go get him. Oh, I jumped down at my ankle. I said, jump down. You see, climbs down. It's awkward. He kind of grabs hold aside, and he like dangles there, thinking he's much higher up. Oh, listen, you just jump off the ground. Wanders over towards you and just kind of. So he's walking over with his ballista in his hand, and then as soon as he sees the move, he just drops and goes over, grabs hold, drags forward. That's a fresh skill, that is. What? I mean, looks across your group. We could ask if you'd go inside. If you're friends
Thank
with
you.
the basement blacksmith. But he kind of looks at the moose and looks at the honey. Could we maybe tell them that you only bought like half a moose?
Oh.
Let's tell him we brought no honey. And he hands him the honey.
And he shakes it to see if there's any bees inside. Oh, good. And he puts his hand in and then the one always like, oh, no, you bring it back to all the boys. No, it's mine now. He starts eating it off his hand, and the other one starts climbing down the wall as well. And one of the ones at the top is like,
It's a fucking riot now.
goes and grabs kind of a lever at the top and pulls it, and you hear the doors go and pushes some of the snow away. He then kind of goes down one of the sides and climbs down this like makeshift ladder they built, which seems to be almost like tiled rocks that they put up against it. And then walks around to the front door and goes, all right, you come with me. I'll lead you inside. And begins wandering into the interior of the kind of mountain hall. You see, it's a strange feeling walking into a giant's home because it is vast and kind of almost overwhelming. It looks like it's almost like a carved dwarven hall. You realize that you're just kind of walking through a hallway at first, and you see these massive doors either side, and you see they've kind of lead into these side rooms. But the first one that is being led into is just straight to the left, and he kind of walks down this hallway. You see various other ogres sat there, probably a good 20 of them in this hallway, all just like sharing out food. They've got like campsites and whatnot. Some just leaning against the walls, sleeping.
This is the first time that like Skold's been in a place like this where he's like kind of fit. Like
Yeah.
he's always been normal sized.
Especially in your large form, this almost feels like a decently big size for you. This is a nice home. And you'd kind of pass through there, and ogres are just sat there kind of cooking food over against the side. They've kind of built up little bed rolls and all sorts across the hallway. You can see this is kind of almost their home. And you'd see there are dozens of other beds which have no ogres in them. There seems to be a pretty decent fortress for them. But this one leads you through and into the open doors to the left. And as you pass into there, I'll let everyone roll an insight check to get kind of an idea of what this room is.
All right.
18.
21.
You, with a 21
24.
and a 24,
Ooh.
this room that you go into is... you see like rugs that have been kind of spiraled out, as many kind of animal furs and any stolen rugs they could, that lead out into this awkward kind of almost like a red carpet that would lead up towards the throne. There's a massive chair there, and you can see they've built kind of rocks that go up onto the chair, and there's a much smaller chair up on top of that rock. Oh, sorry, on top of the main chair. Over to the side, you'd see there's a massive bit of wood that's been kind of overturned and carved and crushed down, bits of it broken off. And then you'd see over to the side as well, there's like pots and pans which have been kind of turned into like seating areas. And you realize you're kind of in a kitchen area that's been repurposed into a throne room. And as you pass through, and you can see other ogres who are kind of passing around and talking to each other. Some of them train in this room, others feast. And it's kind of almost built like almost like a fuel helm mead hall in the way they sit down. They're kind of sharing food out between each other. All of them watch you as you walk along, eyes on you. And as you pass through, you hear one go, "Hold on, lads, hold on." And a skinny giant pushes through them, a little bit taller than the others, looks down and calls to all of you. And you recognize him. He glares straight down towards your group. This is the giant that was leading the ones that tried to rob you up on the mountain. What are they doing in here? Well, they paid. They paid the cop. They're friends with the basement blacksmith. Yeah, they paid, did they? Ogres! You see a group of them start to stand up behind him, grab weapons like a little bit aggressively. I've got to deliver him to the Mount Lord. They paid. You can't do anything till the Mount Lord's seen them. You know the rules. How about I do something now? And then we just tell the Mount Lord, you know the rules.
Tell me, little giant, what happened last time you tried to do something?
You tricked us. You did something to the mountain. Split it open.
What do you think's gonna happen again? Won't be a trick this time.
You know, you got off lucky last time. That spell lasts for 10 days. We ended it early.
See him kind of. There's a quiet moment where you're not quite sure if he's a little bit taken aback or if he's counting how many days that is. And go ahead and roll, both of you, one of you, advantage intimidation check with strength.
Skold. I am the provide help guy.
It's gonna be a 21. Sorry.
21.
Yeah.
He kind of looks at you. Oh. Wait, no. What's you have a proficiency bonus, right? And you got a -1. So it's +6 there, right? You're proficient in intimidation. So it's a 24.
Okay. 24 then.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's okay, yeah. It's nice you got a +6.
Right, man.
He looks at We'll see what the Mountain Lord has to say first.
Let's see what the Mountain Lord has to say
The rules.
first.
The rules.
Yeah, it's the rules, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good idea.
Backs off. And as the ogre kind of leads you over towards the throne area, you see him step over towards like this, like almost a gong, but you realize it's a kind of a spoon that's been held upside down, but like a giant spoon. And he whacks the back of it and he goes, shimmers out. And all of the ogres look around and start watching. And then they start hitting their fists on the table. Shock, 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 shock. And it all just kind of spiral into this kind of calling for him. And you see a back door open. This massive ogre with a kind of a growing brown beard that goes down beneath his goatee, but doesn't come across. It's almost like mutton chops that have not been cut at the top. Bald as the day he was born, though. Steps through. He's wearing just a kind of a circular chest piece that just covers his belly. It's almost like that's the most like protected portion of him. And he steps in with like almost this loincloth and walks in. Steps forward. Puts this club down in front of him. And speaks in giant. All stand for suck suck. And then steps to the side and turns. And through the door that he came in, only about 6 feet tall, but wide, almost as wide as he is tall. Very broad, doesn't really have a neck, kind of jolting, like cheeks that almost look like a hamster's as they kind of protrude outwards. And a belly that kind of flops over. He's got a chain that goes between his nipples that kind of comes between them as well.
Oh.
And you see just various piercings on him. But a very kind of brutal, kind of almost very strong, stern face. You see this much smaller ogre step through and kind of... And he's got 2 maces on his belt. And his belt's pretty much... He's got these,
So
like,
he's literally a tiny, tiny ogre.
yeah, he's a very small ogre. And he's got leather straps that kind
amazing.
of... like almost like they've carved leather off. And that's like in various straps. Almost like a gladiator's kind of belt. He comes in. Yeah, thank you, big guy. Cheers, mate. And he whacks him on the leg. And he begins climbing up his throne. Takes a breather midway through. And then carries on going all the way up. And sits back in his chair.
What was the little goblin's name? This is just the same situation.
Like Silk?
but
Yeah,
with
it's
this
similar.
is Silk, but with ogres.
He sits back. All right. What's the business? And he looks down at your group. For fuck's sake, why are there fucking non-ogres inside that you're not meant to bring them inside? Oh, they paid, Mount Lord. He seems to run his fingers over his head. And then Yao Pedge steps up, the one that you'd angered. These are the ones on the mountain I told you about. He looks across all of you. Let me get this straight. The ones who turned the fucking mountain into a drop pass you brought inside of the throne room. You pillock.
This is all in giant, yeah.
No, now he's talking in common for that bit.
he's in talk. Okay.
And he looks across all of you. Are you coming in here to finish the job? Are we going to have a fight?
I don't know. If we were planning on finishing the
No.
job, we would need to come in.
What the
I
fuck
think
did
I
you
would've-
just say? You fucking come
You
into
know
my
what I
hall,
fucking
you.
just said.
You fucking come into my hall, you talk to the Mount Lord like that. Do you know who the fuck I am? I'm Mount Lord Socksack. And you hear
So
everyone
we've
go, Socksack.
We actually didn't know that you were here. We came to see the basement blacksmith.
What? Why come to see him?
Why not?
Why, he's a bit of a loner.
Even loners can have friends.
You don't.
Did you ask him?
No.
Have you tried to make friends with him?
No, it's part of what I do.
Oh.
What do you want with Agra for?
We'd like to visit.
He left something for me down there.
That big fella left something for you down there.
As it happens, he's not coming back. So I've got to get it myself.
What do you mean he's not gone?
No. The previous owner of this.
We only know one owner.
establishment. Oh.
The basement blacksmith Agrifor.
Right.
You sure you don't mean Magnathor?
I mean Agrifor. Griffor. I know what I'm saying, mate. He lives downstairs.
Okay. So the previous owner was named Magnathor, and
Yeah, he's
he left
dead.
something. Right. Yes.
Right.
So he
Yeah,
left
he's
something
dead.
for us here. Yeah, he's dead.
No, he's
we
dead.
know we were.
He's dead. His
Yeah,
pa.
his
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 dad.
father.
his pa. His,
Father.
his
yes.
pa sent us to get something from from his son.
Agrathor's father left us something here.
We got to talk to him then. He didn't say anything about having fucking visitors. This is our castle now. This is our keep. I'm a
Look.
Mount Lord.
Sorry for the disturbance. We didn't know that we needed to call ahead because we didn't realize you were here. We're so sorry.
We don't realise I'm at boys. You told them that... We told them that Mount Lord Sucksack runs these mountains.
Well,
That's good.
once we got here, we realized that. We just didn't know as we were on our way here that you were here. That's what I'm saying. Otherwise, we would have, sent a message to let you know we were on our way.
Yeah. What? I can't eat you now. Here to see you.
We're sorry.
Oh, yeah, I mean... It's all right. What's that about pay? They paid? They brought in a moose.
Fresh moose and a fresh deer.
That's not bad. Have the lads already consumed it? Shall I see? Yeah. You see him kind of rush out, just kind of like hopping along to see him. All right then. You want to meet the basement dweller and go spend your time with him? Then you go off over into that door there and you fuck off. But over here, my house is not some sort of, come and go. You tell him that, you say, no more fucking visitors, especially not unexpected. We're trying to run a tight shipment here. Fucking army. Fucking army.
Much appreciated, man, Lord. We will tell him.
Yeah, what?
Skold will just start heading towards the door before he gets antsy.
You just see, kind of sits there watching. What are you? Looks down. It pretty much. He could be pointing at Adeward. He could be pointing at Fabia, even potentially Fear. But he's kind of just pointing kind of a chubby finger towards all three of you.
I just smile.
What's up?
Yeah.
Do you really want to know?
Eating.
I don't think any of us would go down well.
Stomach anything.
Elward turns into fire and follows Skold.
And you see one of them go, oh. Yeah, Page's like, that's the one. Okay, now. We could roast something on him now. Yeah, and then you see him kind of watching you, all of the eyes on you as you wander into the side hall. The next portion... Yep.
I want to look at Fabia, and I'm going to be like, wait, if they're building an army, should we ask them if they want to fight the 10th hell?
Oh my god.
They might really want to fight.
All hands on deck,
use
dude.
all the help we can. I'm just saying.
True.
We'll keep on.
You want to transfer this long
I'm just saying.
to a human-occupied cell,
We could use probably a lot of help.
and you think they would help?
I don't really. It's just like if he wants to have an army and like
said they wanted to.
put them off, like they could be a wedge on the opposite side.
I don't know if you understand, but
Real
you would be
simple
bringing them to a
strategy.
human-sized buffet.
Yeah, I know. That's why you would put them on the other side of the portal, and then they would come. So, you guys, I'm
Put them
joking,
in
we
the
shouldn't
portal,
be.
dude. They'll disrupt a lot of shit.
There are shock.
You see one of
They're
them
very
near you.
shocked.
While she's saying that, Timmy, your head would gaze to the side, and there's one going like, little dwarf, in the belly don't sound well, little dwarf. Like singing, like getting excited over the idea of eating you.
What the hell?
I do not think we should bring them.
Is he singing?
Yeah, about eating me.
Oh shit.
Remarkable
Okay, you don't
comment.
have to ask him.
The next hallway out though, it seems to be kind of like a storage area, and also leads down this kind of great hallway down to like a staircase, which you'd be passing by one kind of half closed off door, which is clearly just had anything thrown in it, storage from the days of Magnathor all the way up until anything the ogres are just thrown into there. It's kind of almost like pile. You can see a few ogres guarding that entrance as well, and the kind of glimmer of gold coming out of it as well. Further down, another doorway leads off into this kind of greater, almost like a training area for giants. It's much kind of grander room, but it seems like it's been mostly left alone. And there's almost like a training dummies there, which are massive. They're like huge and built out of kind of wood and just carvings where like an axe or weapons have gone into them. Or more familiar to you, Skold, where the claws have kind of scratched against them and where they've been training. And another portion that's connected to that training room, you see a ladder that heads up. Similar to the one you saw in the mountain with the three giant seers. But straight ahead, left alone, no guards going down to it. A series of stairs that lead into the kind of basement down portion of this home. The stairs are designed for giants, so for everyone else, you're talking a good, like, maybe per stair, 5 feet. So you'd have to kind of climb down each one. And they head down into, like, a closed-off door, one of the only closed doors in this establishment. But you'd be able to kind of pass your way down into them. But the door is shut. And on the other side, you do get a soft glow coming through. And you can hear the trickling of water as well down there. What would you like to do?
Do we just knock? We just
Yeah, I guess so.
we'll knock on the door.
Skold will bang on the door.
Hello.
You knock on the door. You hear,
Candygram.
"Who's there? Who is it? If you want to suck sex, I'm not
No.
interested. I've also given you the only shipment I've got. Go and look in the storage room if you need more."
We're
We're not ogres.
just some visitors.
Has he captured more people again? I'm not
No.
keeping them in here.
We're here on purpose. We'd like to talk.
You hear the sound of like a creaking bed. And hatches on the door, about 3 or 4 locks come off, and then the door opens. In front of you, standing in this room, which has a large bed, stitched together blankets of all different pelts. In one corner, this room is quite large, nearly the size of the kitchen area, and over to one side is a great forge. And it's all kind of done in the same room. You can see this kind of, the ceilings are kind of smoldered over with smoke, which is stained around the walls and ceilings. Any of the patterns on the walls have been stained by the smoke. Almost like a comfort to fire giants. You can see a doorway that leads off into like a running water river where it kind of cools down and works with the forge to kind of keep it cool. But stood in front of you in this room, no shirt on, wearing kind of just like almost like a long kilt that drapes to the ground. Only a half giant, still maybe just a slight taller than you as you are in your large form Skold, but smaller than any storm giant usually would be. You can see the crackling of blue and slight kind of faded lightning bolts going through the beard. And the soft hue of blue skin to this giant. But very old. Most of the hair is a deep white. Eyebrows are thick on his face. His face is filled with lines. His body aged and slightly hunched. Seems extremely old. Especially for a giant. And you see him kind of lean his arm forward and kind of rub against this stub where from the elbow down, he's missing a portion of his left arm. So you're not part of the ogres? I'm confused. Why you need me?
I'm looking for a rune. This rune.
And then he kind of eyes you properly for the first time, Skold.
Is everyone else's half the people in Discord are frozen? Is that just me?
Nobody's frozen from. You're not frozen for me either, though.
You guys look amazing right now. I'll send you pictures.
Yeah,
Skold
no,
will
he's
reach
been
he'll reach into his belt and like produce the bar with the Skold rune inscribed on it.
He takes it
And
and
he'll
doesn't
hand it
even look
over.
at it. Just looks at you. I was wondering when one of your kind would show up. Looks down to it. Passes it back to you. Do you prefer Field Giant or Krigven? He wanders and sits on the end of his bed. Come in if you like.
Go in.
He'll nod and come in.
Krigven is fine.
Is it? My father's dead, is he not?
Would he have noticed my weapons?
Yeah.
Yeah. He'll just nod.
Yes.
And you did it?
He'll nod again.
Good. Good. To the hells with him. So you've come to collect your rune, huh?
Well, I didn't know it was mine.
It's all of your people.
So let's start there.
It's all of your peoples. My father took it from you. Right before he had you changed.
I see.
I was with him when he visited that witch in the far distant land. Procured from her a poison. But Abatha, the thing she gave him, it was wrong. On what he did to your people. On what he did
It's
to
in the
your people.
past, and you did not do it. So let's skip over that part.
Are you okay?
I'm old. Very well. Well, it's here. He points to the door. There's a pit of water in there. A deep pit of water. You have to swim down for several minutes. And then there's a cave. And in that cave, my father brought a creature with ever-consuming hunger he stole from the Feywild. Something Abatha did not know. And that thing would grow and grow the more it ate. Vicious. Also, he could lock that rune away, never to be found again. So only his eyes may have ever seen it. That thing grew and grew, and I was left here to look after it and feed it. But now it's dead. He raises the stump.
Oh.
I drove a dagger through its neck. I put it out of his misery. It grew too big for that room. It was cruel. There's no challenge to be found here, Skold. Not at all.
Makes a nice change.
He just kind of rests back in his bed for a moment, just kind of stretches his back. Feel free to dive down and get your rune.
Very well. Starts taking his gear off. leave it on the ground.
He just kind of watches your group the whole time. How did he die?
Skold like leaves them to answer, and he'll just like begin wading into the water and then submerge.
For you, Skold, as you kind of go into the water and submerge down, it's freezing cold, but you ignore that. You begin diving, and it is a manufactured tunnel. You can see he's cut down into it. And it's a strictly just deep pool, which he would have to fit in. So it's kind of squeezed a little tight, but he's clearly dug it down and down. The water seems to go all the way down. It's practically like swimming a mile underground. As Skold's swimming down, he's looking across your group. Quickly or slow?
I mean, quickly, actually. It didn't.
Too bad.
Yeah. He was really pissed. If that helps.
It does.
We thwarted the whole plan, so.
Did he have his bird with him?
Did. Bird died as well.
That is less satisfying to hear. I love that bird. He did not deserve her. You must Skold, you're just going all the way under. Skold, make me a give me a constitution check.
32.
Yeah, boy.
This swim was designed to break anyone that would try. Designed to stop anyone from getting down into this. Essentially just like a prison. And for most people, they would have run out of breath midway through and start swimming back if they could. But you can feel there is magic down here. You can feel that down in the depths. It's, whether you believe in it or not, is your destiny. And you power on through, swimming deeper and deeper into the water. Up top, Agathor just nods to your group. Well?
We didn't know he had a son.
Well, I assume I'm the only one. It's not done through love. He barely knew my mother. And I, in turn, barely knew my father. Probably why you don't know much of me.
Are you okay here? Can we do...
Don't, whatever the ogres have said. It is an amicable relationship. I let them in, actually. They were desperate and looking for a place to siege and break into my halls, and I held them outside for 3 full days. They tried every way in and could not find a way in. And then a Ramorhaz started to attack them, pick off them at the back, so I let them in. And we came to a deal. They could have all of my old weaponry that I made, and any future ones I make, which I make for pleasure. In turn, they keep the place clean and tidy, and I enjoy falling asleep to the raucous behavior more so than I do the silencer. And in truth, it's like having a guard dog, really. They're pleasant enough.
A lot of
when you
really
get used
hungry
to them.
guard dogs.
That's the thing about ogres, is they really have a very simplicity to them. Once they're fed, they're actually quite entertaining individuals. The problem is it takes quite a support system to really feed them all. But I'm fine. I'm well. And whilst that's happening, Skold, you are swimming deeper and deeper. And you pull out of this pool when you see there's kind of a wider gap and a turning at the bottom. And you'd be able to swim and break the surface. And a giant skeleton's kind of almost like wrapped, almost like a snake-like creature, with arm bones that go out, its mouth wide and open, with a sword still engraved into its throat, embedded into one of the kind of the great big skeletal structure of like a windpipe there. And you can see this wrapped around skeleton that is clearly too big for this large cave. And over in the distance, where near the tail of this creature is, a large rune stone sits, almost crooked at the bottom, where it's been pulled from the ground and taken. What would you like to do?
Approach it.
Climb out, get through the bones, push your way through, and move over closer to it. Use a different music for this. You would see the rune is not like anything you've seen before. Similar to the one on the bar you had, but this one is innately more intricate. It has so many tiny details to it. And like all runes tell a somewhat, not just a word, but almost like a story embedded into the rune itself about their people. You see the filled giant rune. It translates into potential.
Hmm.
You see the full
Sick.
design. There's no fight here. There's no fight to break through this rune. You've done your fighting. You've earned this rune. You united your people. You went to different dimensions and killed gods just to get here. You killed Magnathor himself. This here is the final runestone of the giants. The lost runestone. The 7th runestone. And it almost feels too simple that you can simply take this rune and embed it onto your belt and you would have completed your journey.
I think you'd reach out and touch it first. Just like trace the shape of it.
The magic that emanates off of it, giant magic is complicated. It's not as simple as arcane. There's a kind of a familiar warmth to it. Close to like being sitting next to a fire. Or a smell that you're familiar with. Any magic you felt off other giants before has been familiar, but not necessarily homely. But this one feels like embracing a loved one. It feels like home itself. It feels like it was always there, but you couldn't feed it. Like discovering a new sensation. And you can feel the magic just tingling the tips of your fingers and your claws. Would you like to inscribe it?
Yeah. He will. He'll remove the belt and like hold it up beside the rune, and
the magic starts forming its own kind of bond to the belt itself, and etching onto your belt itself. And when the belt completes with all 7 runes, you see it start spinning and forces field giants right into the center. And all of the runes glow in tandem. As Krigmiti, the war belt, has truly united your giants with all of the rune stones together. Something that no one thought could be done. And you unlock potential.
Except that son of a bitch Drohild who made it in the first place.
That's true.
Visionary.
And you unlock the ascended form of Krigmiti. You should see it now at the top of the journal.
Krigmiti final/final2/final.jpg.
You see the ascended Krigmiti?
Oh my god.
Read it.
Yeah, go ahead and read it.
Read it.
Okay, wondrous item. The 7th rune has been added to the belt. It is complete. The field giant rune translates to potential. Field rune. This rune's magic emits the unfulfilled potential of the field giants. While wearing or carrying an object inscribed with this rune, you have the ability to shift your size for free to medium, from medium to large. At level 18,
now you can fit through doors, if you wish.
At level 18, this includes huge. You have advantage against any spells or magical effects to charm you. You are no longer restricted by growing one size larger with Giant's Might. You can now spend additional uses of Giant's Might to grow larger, one for every size category larger than your current size.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
Dude,
God.
That's
you could
called
be the size
Titan's
of a
Might.
mountain.
Your Constitution modifier increases
This is in
+2.
gargantuan size, yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, this is when I am gargantuan. I see. Your reach increases by 5 foot up to 15. Giant's Might damage can now be used twice per turn. Colossal.
You get all of the stuff from gargantuan and this when you go to colossal.
Right, okay. Your maximum health increases by 2d12. Your strength increases to 27. You double your athletics proficiency bonus. As an action, you can make a stomp attack against a creature that is large or smaller, make an unarmed attack, and on a hit, they take the usual damage, and the creature is knocked prone and grappled by your foot. The speed is reduced to 0 to maintain this grapple. If the creature is medium or small, still under 17 and non-legendary, they must make a strength or dex save against your Rune Knight DC, or be crushed and reduced to 0 health. After the form ends, you gain a level of exhaustion for each additional point of Giant's Might you spent. E.g., from large to gargantuan is 1 level, but large to colossal would be 2.
And then next level, because you can be up to huge, that would reduce down, so there's no cost to gargantuan, but there's 1 level exhaustion to colossal.
How tall is Colossal? How big would
100
he be?
feet. The size of
Holy
Ant-Man
shit.
in Endgame. That kind of like ridiculously big size, yeah. Just over 100
Don't do
feet.
that inside.
You basically become the biggest thing out there. So, the size of the same creatures that you saw in that head that peered through the gap in the...
Fucking hell.
Yes, but you can become colossal.
You're kaiju now.
Sweet.
That's fucking amazing. Yeah, it's really cool. Amazing.
Well,
Is the rune still on the stone, or is it like, has it transferred?
it kind of transfers across, but you still have the kind of rune and ancient kind of knowledge there, but you don't need to necessarily bring it with you. It's with you now, so you can go and etch it wherever you need.
Okay, cool. Yeah. He would just touch it one last time, knowing he probably couldn't carry it back swimming anyway.
Mhm.
And then he would swim back up.
During the time he's kind of swimming, Agrathor was like occasionally just swapping kind of details, asking small things here and there. But it isn't long before Skold would break through the water, and drenched, you can see him kind of step back into the room. His belt glowing now entirely.
Oh, you found it.
I did.
Murder's gonna be even bigger.
What does it mean? Like, what does the rune mean?
Potential.
Oh, that's nice.
It was the thing Magnathor feared the most in my people. Now I can take it back to them. My thanks, Agrathor.
No thanks needed. My apologies would perhaps be in sight for aiding my father even in a slight bit. But you are right. You know nothing of the ordning, the hierarchy of giants. It wasn't really a thing before your people were subjected to what they are now. You are correct in thinking that my father feared you reaching the top of that. Top of the hierarchy, ruling the giants. For each other giant had a ceiling to their potential, but not yours. You could do things we cannot. Achieve things we could not.
Come with me.
And where would
You're
I go?
wasted here. Should see what my people have made for themselves. There are giants.
Yeah.
He'll look around. Your talents are wasted on the creatures above.
One of my finest swords has been used as a toothpick.
Oh.
I thought to die in this room, alone in my bed. Maybe it is better if I truly see the potential my father so often feared. All right, I'll come with you. It's not how I thought this would go. I thought your people would come for me someday, for their rune someday. They'd find it. I thought they'd bring axe and mace against my head.
They are just happy to be united again.
United, are they? Huh. And he
See it?
pushes himself up and stands. Well, the ogres won't kill you if you're with me, but they're going to hate you for taking me away from them, I'm sure.
Oh, they already hate us. We
That's true.
we met them once before.
Oh. Wait. Something about a falling pit.
He'll gesture towards Outerworld.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everyone shifts, looks at
That
Adam.
one was spoken about for months. Very well. I'll give a few of my things and lead the way. He passes over to one side, and the few of the things that he gathers is just one tool belt with a series of just hammers and chisels and bellows that he kind of slots into it. That's what he brings with.
As he's getting his tool belt, I'll as we were coming in, I thought I saw forgive me if you didn't explain it like this, because then I wouldn't say this, but I think I got it right. There was like a ladder or something going up, like what we saw. Okay, so it looked like just a ladder going up. Is that for the rock to get to the?
Yeah, she stayed up there. But she moved out when she she found a new roost and lived further down in the south. Made her eggs there and never came back.
Do you know if there's any rocks left anywhere?
Well, I imagine, unless her young are dead, they'd probably be out there. A rock only changes roost if it finds a mate.
So south of here, then, looks at Skold.
Well, wherever she flew to, I'm not too sure where she ended up in the end.
Good to know.
Well, take whatever you wish if you want anything from me.
Buffball, do we want to tell him about the current battle, or should we just drop him at home and be like,
Yeah, I was gonna say
fun, my
he
dude.
doesn't know what's
feel like
going
we
on
should-
at all.
I feel like we should tell him because I feel like he'll find out eventually. And also, is the thing like we did say like, oh yeah, we did kill your dad. You're right. He was afraid of a lot of shit. That's what he's afraid of, and actually, it's sort of happening. But we got it. It's fine. But I feel like he'll know, right? Like it's not like it's a secret.
It's definitely not a secret. No.
Right? Like
Agnathor, although I do not agree with your father's methods, the thing he feared has come to pass. And we are currently fighting a battle against demons. Many demons. I have sent all my people to the front. It obviously is not your fight. If you wish, I can take you to home.
It is my fight.
Kongst-
It's everyone's fight, if you're saying it that way. Or am I
I'm
just
sure
sit
they
out on
could
the
use a
sideline?
talented smith.
I'll make weapons until my back breaks.
You will make weapons, and you will be fine, and then you will go to Kongstel. And you will drink and be merry with us.
When you get to my age, you look forward to the next morning. Try not to make plans for too far away.
okay, you can make weapons and then you can go to bed. How about that?
That sounds more up my alley. Well, like I said, I expected to be dead by the time one of your kind would come here. Thank you.
Thank
for relieving
you.
me of this burden. Well, he gestures with his arm towards the door.
Do you?
What say we skip the door?
Yeah, I was just
There's
gonna
not a
say,
back
do we
way
want to
down
say
here.
goodbyes, or do we want to just
To
go?
them, I have no connection, but I don't think there's a way out of here. except
They
through
did
that.
want us to tell you can't have any more visitors because they don't like.
Let's skip the going back
Messy
up.
goodbyes.
Very well. But I don't know how we're going to get out of here then.
Where are the Krigven being sent? By the mages.
I just forgot the name of the
It was
Shield
to the Shieldbrook.
Shieldbrook. Yeah,
Shieldbrook.
Shieldbrook.
We should go there.
Okay. All right. I'll pull out a rock or whatever from Shieldbrook.
Oh, you
She
did
just
take
picks
one.
up rocks everywhere
you
she
take
goes now. Yeah.
Okay. Are you
She
saying
went-
you
Like
she
I
made a-
left and
she-
I went
she-
outside and I
You
like
did,
shot
didn't
the
you?
ground and then
Was that
yeah.
in
She made a big
Shieldbrook?
thing about
Okay,
it, and then
actually,
you were like, well, you're gonna need more than a rock, and then she was like, well, I get like a
Yeah, you did. Yeah, it's true.
Whatever I took. I don't remember what I took.
Items
but I do
associated
remember I
with
was
the
like,
place,
I'd
okay.
a
fucking
small
take
bag
something.
of earth from the land.
Is that what you
I'd
want to
take some.
Well, it's more just that it should be like associated with it, you know, like a symbol
Yeah,
and
yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
Um,
I was just like, Fia, why are you collecting rocks now? Shut up.
A keyring with a little shield on it.
Yeah, exactly.
I get Basil to take his sword out that's enchanted with like the graffiti thing to like carve a letter in each one
Nice.
so I know where it's from.
Is that where you want to teleport?
Yeah, is that where we want to go? Straight to Shieldbrook?
Yeah, unless anyone's got anything else they want to do in Fjordhelm.
No.
No?
I think we're done in
Yeah.
Fjordhelm. Well, if we wanted to try to talk to like Tyrus and Tyra's mom and get some forces there.
That's true.
The only other person
They
we
love to
know.
fight.
They do
Yeah,
love to
I just
fight.
feel like it would be hard to get them there. Because the mage is already in Kongstow doing
They could start
my...
boat.
I feel like they would legit wouldn't
They
make
could
it in
sail.
time at this point.
Joe said we
Maybe
had
they could.
time,
Okay.
but I don't know. I mean,
Well, we could always come back from. Actually, no, we probably
That's true.
couldn't, right? They'd have to leave soon.
we could. I was gonna say we could just message them. Should be like, this fucking witchcraft. You can't.
Yeah.
Like we
No.
also can't just show up right there in the middle of town either.
Yeah, we also
do it.
can't just teleport.
Yeah,
to where
we'd have
they
to like
are.
go to home and then take a day to like get there and then be like, "What's up? We're here." I don't know. We could go to Shieldbrook because we can always TP back this way if we need to, right? Am I crazy? I'm not crazy. I might be, but
yeah, if you've
not
got,
about
if
that.
you've got the means to, yeah. You can teleport back.
Get out of here if we got the means to. All right, I take out my Shieldbrook rock.
Okay.
Shit, is this the one from? I'm just joking. It is. And then
Okay, if you're going to teleport all the way there, you gather around, and you.
We would explain to our new bud what's happening.
oh yeah.
By the way, because he seemed
Well,
confused
oh,
about what was going
wait.
to happen.
Well,
Sorry.
none of you did, because he asked several times. There's no back way, and everyone's like, "Nah, don't worry." So, I imagine you just teleported
Yeah, but I
straight
feel
there.
like we were talking about it. We're like, where should we? Like, I feel like we were like, where should we go? Should
Yeah,
we go to
none of
Shieldbrook?
you
Should we
said
go to
teleport
wherever?
before you said that.
Like,
So I feel
No,
like
no. Wait,
at this
Skold was going to
point-
leave it to be a surprise. I'm
Yeah.
not
oh,
telling him.
okay.
Adelward is done explaining magic to people.
yeah,
Get
fair.
with it, or just figure it out. On your
Fia just assumes he knows like about teleporting. Like,
Well,
Well-
he's a giant and they do giant magic, which isn't.
yeah,
teleport.
right? They have
So-
magic.
You
Come
can
on.
spend the action teleporting and appearing right outside of Shieldbrook's kind of main fortress area. You can see now, as you arrive, a few soldiers look your way, immediately kind of like Skold's almost like the milestone recognizer. They look to him and then almost look to Adelward and kind of know who you are. And then they settle down. But you can see Shieldbrook has become, in the short space you've been away, has turned from a pretty nice town and comfortable town into a staging ground for a war. You can see houses and civilians have been kind of cleared out and sent southward. You can see all of the different homes are being repurposed into places and barracks for soldiers. You can see the wall on the outside, the small wall that wasn't really designed to like hold off a siege except for the fort, has now been built up slightly. They put in kind of palisades around the area. You can see campsites all around the edge of the town as well, where they've now started to entrench themselves and build up a kind of a force. Anyone that's marching this way, anyone that's kind of arriving is adding to these tents. And any survivors that came over from Cloud's Reach as well. You'd appear outside. Agathor kind of looks around, confused by the magic, holds his gut for a moment. But you're here in Shieldbrook. You've collected 2 of the legacy items. Whilst you think about what you're going to do next, we're going to go ahead and take a 5-minute break and go and refill drinks and food and stuff, and then we'll see you in 5. So,
Sweet.
BRB,
Cool.
everybody.
Right on.
And congrats, Sam, on your item. You're
Hey.
being the biggest guy in the
Yay.
universe now.
I'm gonna
Big
be so
boy.
fucking big, dude.
He thick.
All right, BRB. Okay, we'll be unmuting just a second. Okay. Hello.
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 Welcome back, everybody.
Thanks.
Yeah, you just teleported to Shieldbrook, the kind of stationary outside of Cloud's Reach to the south of it. And you've arrived to see the kind of army camps gathering. You can see the kind of fort itself has been reinforced. You can see soldiers that are moving around. You can see some of the kind of the loyal guards outside by the kind of moated bridge that's been brought down. People coming in and out of the fort itself continuously. Guards kind of see you, and one of them kind of beckons to go and send word once you've been seen. A couple of moments later, you would see a kind of a soldier step out wearing kind of white armor and a golden cloak over the shoulder that kind of drapes down into the blue that you might be familiar with Cloud's Reach. And this soldier steps out and looks across all of you and says, "Welcome back, God's Bane. The princess is inside and wishes to meet with you to re-establish a report."
Okay, thank you.
Turns on a hill and begins walking back in. Agathor looks across all of you and goes, "Well, I'll go and find the other blacksmiths and let them know that my aid can be thrown in there."
No. You are staying with the Krigven. And Skold will turn to the group and say, I'll catch up. And then we'll lead Agnathor away to find the Krigven.
Okay. Yeah. I imagine small portions of them are already arrived because they left. What have you done since? You went to the dimensions, but then you also went and did the worm and etc. So there's been several days that have passed by that they would have been able to get down to home. So yeah, they would have started to pour through. So you can see a portion of the campsites over to over kind of away from the other camps. You can see these kind of much broader tents being set up, but a lot of the time there's no tents even needed. They're just kind of lying and setting up their little base camps and their weapons, already training and fighting. And you see the Krigven a little bit more open now as a people, and with like kind of more intelligent characters among them, have started to share some of their training with some soldiers around, and some of the braver soldiers are going off and learning some of the techniques to fight a bigger target, realizing it's stronger together. But yeah, Agathor would step and walk over with you, heading over towards this kind of campsite there. And you see a series of Krigven who look up and kind of nod to you. "My king." Bowing their heads.
Men?
They all kind of look up.
He's going to ignore the my king, hoping that Agnathor didn't hear.
Agathor he politely doesn't say anything.
This here is a dear friend of mine, and an extremely talented blacksmith. Look after him and learn from him.
"Friend of Skold's is a friend of ours. Join us. I shouldn't. I haven't drank in years. Well, what better time to start again? I'll teach you how to do it again. Come on." And he kind of looks towards you. So, "I appreciate it."
He'll pat him on the back and say, "I don't trust human smiths with Krigven. Look after them."
"I will." And he leans down. They hand him a drink, and they start asking him kind of questions, and he Kind of looks at one of the weapons, and you can hear him as you're kind of wandering off.
The Skold, he starts to wander off, and then he thinks himself one for the road, and he just sits down and he pours one.
Yeah. Strong mead. You can see that they've one of the Kriegermen will look over to you and go, "Day one, we gave up a lot of weapons over towards the dwarves. In turn, got a lot more mead for it. Doesn't matter the steel. We'll bring it down upon the enemy anyway, and at least we'll have the better bellies." And they all just kind of like laughing around the group, and everyone's drinking and kind of talking stories, making bets with one another about how many they're going to kill and all this stuff. There's an whereas there's kind of a dooming fear in other portions of the camp and people trying to like rally one another, the Krigven are excited.
Well, it's the first time they're not fighting each other, right?
Yeah,
So-
exactly. They're eager to kind of work together and show their prowess. The Krigven hunted against an external foe since the time they fought against humans. So for them, this is a big honor. You can see they're sharing out different things. You can see Agrithor's already kind of like looking down at some of their weapons and looking at ways to improve them and joking with them and kind of fitting in.
Cool. He'll share one drink with Agnithor and the others, and then pat him on the back and head to the castle.
Yeah. The rest of you going inside once Skold gets back? Okay, you can see that the kind of main portion of the fort itself on the inside has been turned into a kind of a makeshift throne room, though it's not necessarily there's no crowning, there's no kind of coronation yet. But the princess sits on the chair and she's kind of listening to people coming out. They've set up a war table in this room. She's insisted that the war table remains in this room so she can always be there with it. Some of the familiar faces are still around it. Some of them look tired as they've been up all night kind of planning. As you kind of step through, all the eyes kind of turn towards you. And you'd see all the familiar faces you saw before. You'd also see Escher Tolan is now arrived here. And she bows her head to all of you. And the princess kind of stands and walks to the end of the table. You can see she's not wearing a dress. She's wearing kind of more like comfortable like cloths and leathers. And she steps forward and looks across as you come in. God's pain. Lady Tolan has arrived ahead of her people, but we have reason to believe that the forces of Kessex are on their way up and marching northward at the moment. We've had a large portion of the Krigven arrive, and we're expecting more each day. We didn't expect that. We've also had some assurances, and she looks over towards, now in like a long blue and red robe that's kind of a bit too big for him, but still a broad guy underneath his. It's kind of probably about 5'10", bald, extremely bald, with a very wispy just beard and mustache, and two very small glasses. Is this mage stood at the table? Archmage Victor Coraz has awoken from his coma and has assured us in the short space of time that he has visited Crestfall. We have written word from them. They will supply some forces. We're just working on the logistics of getting him here at the moment. He bows his head to all of you. We're not being abandoned by our neighbors. Though, it will take some effort to get them here. In the meanwhile, she kind of like breathes out. You can see she's tired, and the commander, the commander you'd met previously, the one that helped Gara. The armies of the devils have entrenched around the city. The city is more like a fortress now. We have scouts that have gone there. We've lost 2 scouting parties getting too close. They are aware, and they are eyes open. They could have marched out at any time. In fact, the amount of them that pulls through the portal each day is growing fast, but we do believe that the strongest of them have come through now. Foot soldiers are coming through the portal now. Their armies are not as large as we had feared overall, or at least not as dangerous. We still need a lot more forces ourselves, though. They are not currently making a move. But Cloud's Reach itself is being turned into a bastion. They've dug a trench around the entirety of the city. They've filled it with a burning magma that has silvered over on the top. I'm not sure what that is. But their forces, much like ours, are preparing for a war they know is to come. But I believe they're waiting for us to bring it to them. What news for you?
I think we still have more people we can reach out to. Wolfguard, Soldiers of Sunrise. We should probably reach out to Anharol, the Dwarves in Undersun. There are folks farther away.
I should totally interrupt you. Anharol is under our guidance, so
Okay,
they
good.
have marched with us under Morg Brightstone.
Oh, okay. I don't know that I don't know that naval support will really help, but we can also reach out to Pennytown. There are also forces in Fjordhelm that we can reach out to, but I think transportation here, I'm going to look at all of the mages in the room, would be the sticking point.
The Great River that
We would need
transports
help.
all the way to Cloud's Reach would be sufficient to fit brigantines all the way down it.
Okay.
Would I be arriving right now?
Yeah, you'd have arrived within. Yeah.
Okay.
I look at you as you kind of come in. We do need ships. Ships could bring supplies straight to the front line. We could have them
Okay.
as a backup line for us as well. It brings us close to the city. We can transport troops on a different attack course on the city if we did that. We'll talk logistics once we know which armies we have. But it'd be one of the opportunities to make the most of is to attack by sea.
I'm sure you've realized by now, but I am bringing the Krieg van.
We saw. We've noticed that their numbers are considerable. We didn't expect this. We expected under 100.
Oh, their current numbers are not a reflection. You should be expecting, what was it, like 3,000?
Yeah.
Around 3,000.
It's considerable.
That said, if you need ships made, we know how to make those.
You know, to make ships. That could be useful. Especially if in the time. All right. Any other news on any allies? We have most forces in High March in Westmorn making their way here. Many of them have already arrived. Some in the Esterlands have started to migrate over. They will not be here for another week or so at least. Especially at the marching speeds. Unless we push them, which we might have to. Closer to the attack. But with Crestfall now in line, thanks to the Archmage, we need Wolfguard. We have your Krigven. What other armies can we get? Who else can we gather?
Skold will look at
There.
the more diplomatic of the group. Kind of scratch his head.
I think we should reach out to everyone else we know in Fjordhelm. I don't know how many that would buy us, but they're very strong warriors. And like I said, I can call Pennytown now and get them moving. If there's any way to assist with... Oh, actually, Captain... I just forgot his name. The Storm Sorcerer guy. They can make the winds probably go a little bit faster in their favor. And then, as I said, Wolfguard, we can reach out to those Soldiers of Sunrise. And that shouldn't take too long for them to get here. I assume if we reach out to the Soldiers of Sunrise, first of all, I assume you guys have already reached out to the various Mages Academies, so we don't need to talk to anyone at Tithmore Academy. Question mark?
Tithmore Academy, it might be tougher to secure.
Oh?
They have not got a strong allegiance necessarily with all the other schools. They're more of a military school.
This is right up their alley.
Archmage Kraz looks across and says, well, I can put in a favor, of course. But I am currently in the talks with Crestfall. I actually have a favor to ask of all of you once we've done with this meeting. Perhaps you
Okay.
can aid me in getting Crestfall here.
Okay. We may want to, I think maybe reach out to, sorry, Joe, are the soldiers of Sunrise actually in charge like of the cities in Wolfguard? I was thinking about like their
technically
large
not.
arcane focuses and stuff like.
Technically not. The soldiers
Okay.
of Sunrise are a kind of a private establishment that is designed of the people for the people to push back the undead. The counts are still technically the bureaucracy of Wolfguard. So there's traditional soldiers. It's just that a lot of the soldiers you'll find as soldiers of Sunrise.
Sure.
Yeah, are we talking to the vamps? I don't say this in character.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well.
Out of character.
I'll look at Fia. We'll look at everyone and be like, I could ask my father if he could send anyone, like, for a field hospital or something. Is that a bad idea?
That's not a bad idea. I don't see why not.
Okay, we can do that. Anyone else? Is there anyone I'm missing?
Of like armies we know? Not really.
How many armies do we know?
You know, everyone else we want to talk to is kind of like could be a dead end. So.
Maybe focus on the guarantees first, the mercenaries and like things we know are more likely.
Well, we'll take any groupings of people you can get at all. Anywhere from small bands, 20 soldiers, all the way up to thousands. Anything that can aid our war effort, we'll need. Especially considering this war is going to be, or at least the battle we're expecting, we'll be attacking it from many different fronts. From the water, a main portion going in, a flanking force, and even some more scouting forces or expeditionary forces that will be entering into the city itself. And some from the air. We're attacking them from all sides, so anyone and everything we can throw at this thing. We can convince them to come. We can put a sword or shield in their hand.
I know some people who might want to scout.
It's good.
And then I'll look at everyone else and I'll be like, the Sister Cliffs, they know what devils are. It's Silk and the goblins. They're tiny. I'm good at hiding.
True.
Probably a little bored. All right, I'll call them too.
Let me see if I can give you guys a list of potential allies based on the fact that you are... Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll let you guys roll to cover different sections of the map. So, for example, Kessex, Vahazi, Crestfall, Fjordhelm, etc. And I'll let you roll a charisma or wisdom check. Each of you can pick a region, and I'll give you certain faction names based on that region, how much you're kind of remembering, how much you're thinking of. Because there's obviously character stuff in here as well, because it's been it's been months for your character as opposed for years for the player. So there'll be some things that you might forget about, others that you could meet. You've got, on my list, I've got Kessex, the Vahazi, Crestfall, Fjordhelm, Westmourne, Wolfguard, Pennytown, and other, I guess. Other, I don't mind it being a free one, because it's technically only really one faction. So who would like to roll for potential allies in Kessex?
Just from there.
My wisdom and charisma are so bad.
Can people
I
roll
don't
for
stand a
more than
chance I
one
could begin
region?
with, but also
Or-
simultaneously, I've never been there.
Do you only get one region?
I'll let you do one person can do... I'll let you pick one person to do each region if you wish. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you say the regions again? Sorry.
So you've got Kessex, the Vahazi, Crestfall, Fjordhelm, Westmourne, Wolfguard, Devils, and Pennytown.
God, doesn't
then-
everybody in the Vahazi hate us?
Oh, yeah, but we want to try to reach out to the bugs.
That's
We
true.
fucking set them free, and they were mind linked, and they fucking know that it was us. And they would like to fuck some shit up, I feel like. It's just, we would like them to only fuck up the devils, not everything else.
I'll roll for the Vahazi because
Okay.
I feel like there's
Yeah,
less.
nobody has.
Yep.
I believe in you.
They're both bad. Here we go. It's just a straight check, right?
Straight check. Yeah, the DC's reflected by that.
11.
With an 11, I can give you the names of the majority of the trade princes. I can also tell you, based on the fact that Fia's already brought up, yes, the survivors of the Underhive might be able to be convinced. I won't tell you your standing with these trade princes, because some information might go with that. You've got the 6 trade princes. Zaz the Pale Devil, who's the one that you robbed. Tukuzim the Half Dragon. Great Osmos. Petrus Omesh. Amon the Ragged. Nejem Ra. And there's also Omira, the trade princess, who's come up a couple of times. But I won't give you any of the standings or necessarily what they work in, just their names.
Also,
Those are potential
Amira,
allies.
our friend was working for Amira, remember? We met her, we
Yeah.
saw her again in the thing, so...
Yes.
Okay. I didn't get all their names, but I wrote
I
down
can copy it. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll copy and paste. Yeah, I'll copy and paste them whilst you do this, because
Okay,
there's a bit
thanks.
more information on my sheet, but I have to cut off each time, so it's going to take me a couple of minutes. I'll give you the names, various ones. But in the meanwhile, there's any other things you'd like to look into? Any other places?
Well, Fabi wants to do the Great Wood, right?
Yeah, but we've never been
the
there.
Great Wood's never been
so-
visited, so there's not technically on the list of my.
Mhm.
You don't necessarily know the factions there.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
There's your list.
Pennytown is easy because we can just
It's just
talk to
Pennytown,
Desra,
right?
and then she can talk to the council, or we can go talk to the council. That's fine, right? But they do have one of the captains at least is a sorcerer and can hopefully help with getting them, fucking moving and whatever.
I think it would be
and then-
worth it to make a roll for Wolfguard to find out what all of our options
Yeah, I
are
did
with
spend months
Wolfguard.
there
Yeah.
with the armies in
Mhm.
Wolfguard,
Mm-hmm.
so I think that would be good for me to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. If you want to roll for Wolfguard, go ahead and do a Wisdom or a Charisma check.
I mean, we know we can talk to the tenant Sada.
24.
24 is going to give you
Nice. Hell yeah.
a lot of information. In fact, with the 24, I'll give you the straight up list of all the factions there.
Ooh.
But Wolfguard entails the following, and your current standing with each of them. You've got the Soldiers of Sunrise as a lesser fortress of them with Lieutenant Sada. You're favored with them. Dawnhaven, which is run by a man named Grandmaster Dalen. You're neutral, as you've never really met them. You're neutral with 3 of the counts. Edwin and Zara Yorts, I've never heard of you. They're the Western leaders. Richard Tyhill, he's a smart and rich leader. You're neutral with him. Helga, the daughter of Hargren, she's neutral. And the 4th count, Argold Fairfax, is detested. He detests you.
Yeah.
You also have there Pineroot and Cassell. You're venerated there. The Reclamation team, which is Iridis Anthilmore, which is the druid that you brought on your ship, and her team, you're favored with them. The Silver Torch Hunters, and those that helped you in the fight on, I'm blanking, on the small town.
Steep
Glen.
Gun?
Yeah. And Mistiff Vong, you're favored with them. Steep Glen themselves with Maria Carnenum, you're venerated with them. The Necromancer, you're admired. Archmage Malanos.
Mm-hmm.
And Tithmore Academy, you're also admired by Archmage Mordvo. So you've got the full list of potential allies there that you could.
Awesome.
Cool.
Good roll. Okay, who's going next?
I don't even know who I would be good
rolling.
Well, I guess you could do Fjordhelm in general, right?
Okay. Like Tyrus and Tyra.
There's a couple more there that you might have forgotten about.
Yeah,
Not-
there's
not
others
many.
there, right?
The DC's based on the amount of allies as well, so there's not as
Okay.
many Fjordhelm as there is in like Wolfguard.
Okay, I'll do. I mean, what's the roll? Is it charisma or?
Wisdom or
or
charisma?
wisdom.
Okay. Tomayo, which one of us has good wisdom and or charisma?
Bud. LOL.
I have a -1 to
Elward is
charisma.
not a diplomat. He is reclined right now.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, dude, I feel like I've done my job. You got to roll out of wood.
What do you mean I have to fuck?
I got the Krigven.
I got the Lokavat, dude.
We're all
Doing
gonna have to
something.
do a roll eventually.
Okay,
We're
fine.
all doing
I'll
a roll for
Pure
something.
Helm.
Okay.
What am I rolling?
Wisdom or charisma, dude.
Fucking King of all Krigman doesn't want to goddamn like.
My wisdom is
Yakuza
+1.
ass.
My charisma is -1. I'm just gonna roll. Is that a normal roll? Wisdom?
Yeah, just straight roll.
Yep.
The DC's reflected.
7.
A 7's not going to get you all of the information. What I can tell you with a 7 is Hornfall is a potential ally, as you are liked by them
Yeah.
for winning the hunt.
Okay.
You already know about the Krigven and the Lokavat and Holm. So all I'll say is Kaldavas might be interested, but I'm not going to remind you of all the names and people that you might have met there.
Okay. So what do we have left? Kessex, Crestfall.
Kessex,
Crestfall.
Kessex, Crestfall, Other, and Pennytown, and technically Westmorn. But Westmorn is
Okay.
also somewhat covered by if you just want to.
Alor doesn't know anything about any of those places. I'm gonna do other. I'm gonna wisdom for
Okay.
other because he wouldn't
I
know any
believe you.
other places at all. Also a 7.
With Other,
Banana.
the only one I'll reveal to you is you did meet Ick along the way. And
Yes, we
you are
did.
venerated with Ick.
Hell yeah, we are.
We
Venerated
fucking
with
better
Ick.
be, dude.
We should find Ick.
Get the little
That's the
smiley
guy
face
that
in my
can get some
notes.
shit done.
Okay. So, Pennytown, Kessex, Crestfall, Westmorn are left. Okay. Well, I guess I can roll for Pennytown, but I think we know everyone there, but I can roll anyway, and then I'll roll for another one,
Yeah, that's fine.
right? Okay. But I did close my character sheet, so hold on. Oops. Shut up.
If we drank
I
every
feel like
time you
that
close your
happens to you a
character.
lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we drink every time you
It's
close your
because
character
it's such
sheet.
a tiny screen, so like I just shut it to get it out of the way. I'm like, oh, we're not fighting. Shut, and then I'm like, no, fuck.
You should pop out window it.
Yeah, that's what I do.
No, I hate that way more. That's terrible.
No, that's the
no,
only way to play.
no, I hate it. Oof, only a 12 for Pennytown.
Then I will tell you, Pennytown. Yes, it's a smaller DC because there's only a few. I won't tell you you're standing with them, but you have the pirate lords of Captain Alexim Clay, Captain Grumir, and Captain Sasish Mar are the current captains there. I won't tell you you're standing with them.
Okay. I don't know. I guess I'll roll for Kessex. Roll for Kessex, please. Sure. 15. Gross.
15, as you have got the majority already solved, it's going to give you good information. You've already got the Free Peoples of Kessex.
Yep.
Which also includes the Warforged. You've already mentioned Silk's Goblins, and Fabia's folk have already been brought up. You've also brought in Cadven, and Anharol has been built up, so there's only actually one to be named, so with a 15 that'll be enough. But you did meet a dragon in Kessex, who was guarding the outside of Alcaria. That could be a potential
Oh
place
yeah,
to go
I
to.
was gonna mention her.
Well, there you go. She'd
So
be
does
suspicious.
Cadven? Yeah, does Cadven count? Sorry, make words. Does Cadven include the Dragonborn who are working from? We sent
Yes.
them. Okay, cool.
I'll get you guys a comprehensive list of all the allies you've so far got as well, and who you've convinced. Because eventually, at one point, when the battle comes, you'll be pushing them into different portions of the battlefield, and
Oh my
they
god.
come with points and
I throw up.
and kind
Yeah,
of
I'm already
benefits.
barfing.
I know. I don't like it. Okay.
Pressure, dude.
Westmorn and Crestfall. Who wants to roll? Timmy should roll again because he has good wisdom.
Can we go twice?
I went twice because
Yeah,
there's more places than us.
It's true.
Because I could.
Please.
Where is...
Plus, you have 2 characters, so.
True.
I don't think
Aaron!
we want-
Aaron
here.
probably doesn't know the names of many people around the
Yeah, he
world.
doesn't know much.
They're
of
all like
anything.
super ancient names.
Yeah,
or
he
whatever.
would bring
He's
up
just
people from a
it's
completely
like
different country.
3,000 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, can we roll for Basil?
Yeah. Right.
He's not here.
Basil's not there, yeah. Who's there would let you. But yeah, you can do more than one roll if you like, so you can get another person to do it.
Yeah, but where would I do? What were the places left?
You've still got Crestfall and Westmorn.
I'd probably do Westbourne since I used to live closer to there.
Mm-hmm.
True.
There's not
I don't
many
remember much
choices
about
here, so it'll be an
Crestfall.
easy DC.
What about only an 11?
With only an 11, I'll give you the reminder of... You've already got the line of Strand involved, but Undersun, where you used to live, has 2 kings currently. That work
Do I
planning
know if
against
we're
each
still
other.
sort of in trouble there? For
I'll give you suspicious on them. They are suspicious of
Okay.
you, so slightly less than neutral. But you've got Dagum, the Unbearded, and Hargren Rockhold. So you are suspicious of them. But other than that, with only an 11, you won't be able to unlock all the rest. You still go to the others, just
Understood.
you'll be reminded. You have to remind yourselves of them. So just Crestfall remaining.
My rolls are dog shit, but I'll do
I don't
it.
know. Or I'll do it. I don't care. Go for it. You rolled better than me, I think, with your dog shit, whatever, didn't you?
I don't know. Here we go, homies.
I believe in you.
A 19!
Oh, look at that!
Nine's very good.
Baby!
Nice.
That'll unlock you all the information. So Crestfall itself, you have the royal line, Alandra Diesta. She is naturally suspicious, so she doesn't really like most people. What you
Great,
can
dude, I
learn
feel that.
is there are 2 sons who are constantly at kind of odds of Alandra. You've got Cedric Diesta, who's suspicious because he's known to be mean, and you've got Chance Diesta, who is closer to neutral and is renowned as the kind of nicer and more kind of loving of the princes.
Oh, let's talk to that guy.
You also have the northern villages, Basil's people and local villages around where you'd be admired. And not everyone needs to be a soldier. You can put people to like use to help bolster others. Once this all comes down to it, there'll be like a preparation map and then also like a battle map. Preparation map could be like, put these guys to working on siege weaponry, put these guys to working on this, etc. So for example, the Krigven, if you were to put them to work on siege weaponry before the battle, it might lower their capability in battle because they might be slightly more exhausted, but you could come up with better siege weapons. So there's some things you could just leave just for the other portion. And then finally, there are many orcish nomadic clans all across Crestfall. They would be naturally suspicious, as they're kind of broken away from Crestfall as a society, but harbor a lot of soldiers.
Fair.
So,
Okay.
with some more information out there, potential allies you could pursue. You kind of talk about them across the table and bounce the words back and forth. You can see people are kind of exhausted as they discuss it. Other names being thrown out there you've never heard of. And the conversation goes on for a good, probably couple of hours or so of people giving suggestions and whatnot. Is there anything else you want to bring up at the table?
Nope.
I don't think so right now.
Okay. The Archmage then looks towards you,
Mhm.
Coraz, and goes, if you would like to talk outside, we can.
Sure.
Somewhere
was
more
his name?
private. It'd be, Victor Coraz. Koraz. Archmage.
God, thanks.
All in my study, of course. And he wanders off into like a side room that he's kind of built for himself.
All of us, or just Fia?
Oh, no, all of you.
wander around.
All of you.
I'm like,
I don't know.
Um,
I'll wander.
when he wanders into that room, he kind of turns. If you'd shut the door.
Shuts.
This isn't like a weird trap, is it?
Trapped inside a fortress
I don't know,
filled
man.
with
It's
soldiers,
a lot going on.
a group of adventurers that have killed dragons. Trust me, if I was against you, I wouldn't be that stupid.
Okay, good. I guess. Don't be.
I have the means of
Yeah.
getting Crestfall here. It's just slightly dangerous to do so. It will mean getting close to Cloud's Reach and planting this, and he brings out a disc. This will work as a makeshift teleportation circle. My plan, that I have worked out with the commander, is to bring Crestfall's armies in secretly, so that when they arrive, the devils are taken by surprise. But to do this, we'll need to be within 100 feet of the city itself. So, I need someone capable to be able to deliver it.
Will they be able
Us.
to detect it, or like?
Not if it's done right and embedded into the ground.
Okay.
Also,
Okay.
you have a book. Am I right?
I've got a lot of books. I went on dragons. I went on
One of devils.
hags.
Is this correct?
I don't have a book on devils.
Or deception check.
That's true. I don't.
You do not have
I
one,
don't.
but your group does, and you're lying.
13.
You're lying.
I'm splitting hairs and
Yeah,
telling
which is
you
closer to
very
deception.
precisely.
You
It's only 13.
You do. Or at least one of you does.
What do you want it for?
Hypothetically, if we had a book about devils, one, how do you know? And two, what would you want with it? Hypothetically.
Well, what we need it for is we need to learn exactly what we're going to be going up against. My hope is to spread as much information about these devils as possible to our people, to mages. I need to prepare my own mages, turn them into battle ones, teachers and students alike. So I'd be willing to trade for this book.
Here's the thing. It's missing, hypothetically. Looks at Fia.
If it existed,
If it existed,
it would be
hypothet-
missing any information.
It might be missing a lot of information about
On the-
this hell
the 10th
specifically
The
and the
information
things from
regarding devils
this hell.
that you would benefit from, we can easily transcribe for you.
Very well. And the information about this hell that is missing. It is missing.
It's missing.
Missing.
It makes it
Hypothetically.
more difficult.
Yeah.
If you can transcribe the information, I can pass it on to my mages.
We can, we do know someone who, told us a little bit about, what they know. So that might help. I can blurt out everything that Vindar would have told us without saying Vindar's name. But like, well, there's silver, you know, all that shit. But there's not a lot I don't think there's a lot of information out there.
Very well. Understandable. Well, currently, Crestfall is willing to work with us through Chance Diesta.
Okay.
I'm expecting 4,000 soldiers to come up from behind enemy lines. That disc, if it's placed down, we need it done so a few days before the battle. It won't last much longer than that. So,
Okay.
when you are prepared, I need you to get close enough to the city to plant that disc.
All right.
There is a place, and he creates a minor illusion. You can see the city itself. You see kind of he's circled with like a little highlight of magic portion just over towards the northeast of the city, where there's almost like a small river that pulls off, and there's a kind of a great tree that, almost like a large willow tree that hangs over a pool. Right here. And taps it. Next to that should be hidden enough. Get it there. You can bring Crestfall's army in from behind. It will be dangerous, though. If you're caught, you might be attacked. I mean, most obviously you'll be attacked.
Obviously.
Right, and where is his disc?
He takes it out of a desk drawer, places it on the front of the desk that he's kind of leaning against.
You don't
I'll
have
use
any other
Todd
ones,
to identify it.
Ooh.
Okay.
Can you make any other ones?
Can I make any other ones?
Yeah, do you have any more?
This is
Seems really useful.
This is expensive. This is a very ancient item. Can you roll an Arcana check for me, Edward?
That I shall. 19.
Like how expensive?
A 19 would just tell you that this disc is capable of creating a brief teleportation circle, and essentially opening up like a portal that will be allowed soldiers to come through.
Ooh.
Okay.
It's like a two-way. There's a disc on the other side as well. How expensive? Well, we only have one of these. Character.
Yeah, but how expensive is it to like?
To make them, we
How
don't make magical items. Artifacts
You
are.
could have just said that.
Well, I thought
You bought it?
You'd be learned.
I just figured you might be better and able to make them your own self. Also, how did you know we potentially had a book?
How
you didn't
do
answer that
you
part.
Spend so much time traveling around using so many magical artifacts if you don't even understand the basic capabilities
It's
of them?
weird that you keep
The
not
manufacturer.
answering that question.
Yeah. How do you how did you hear about a potential book that we may or may not
We
have?
have
And two,
eyes on
I'm
you as a
actually
group.
magic. I don't need to learn spells. I just am magic. So that's
We
why I don't really know
have
about it. I'm
eyes on
sorry.
you as
It's
a group.
natural.
Is that me dodging the question? You are watched. We spy on you. We know exactly your goings-ons and whatnot. Now,
Great.
You
it
could have
good
just
enough?
said that.
I know everything about you.
I
Want me
don't
to
think
tell
you know
more?
everything.
It is our
What's
job.
my
What's your favorite
birthday?
color? What's the last thing Adelward ate?
Yes, okay. Let's not play childish games, shall we? Let us focus on the mission at hand.
I don't know why that's so funny.
You see the door gets knocked on, and a kind of a young soldier, only probably about maybe 18, comes in. Archmage, I brought you a tray. He goes, boy, not now. Out, go. Shoo. Of course. He steps down, closes the door. If you need not anything else, we're done here. We can speak closer to the time where you can bury the disc.
Uh-huh. We're taking the disc now, right?
Yeah, Elward's got it with him.
Great.
Very well. You may be excused. Even leave.
Bye.
Yep.
Just walk out.
I'll send you a message if I need your help.
Once we're out of that room, I think Fabio would kind of quietly say, like, we should show that thing to Basil. He might be able to make another one.
Yeah, also, who the fuck is this guy? I kind of want to ask about him.
He woke up from a coma and now he's doing
Yeah.
stuff.
Is he just a dick or is he shady?
He's had eyes
I
on us
can't
the
tell,
whole time.
but I don't like it. I say really loudly.
He can watch me do whatever he wants. He's gonna be really fucking disappointed though.
He totally didn't know what my favorite color was.
Okay. All right. We got a disc. He showed us where to plant it. We got a list of people. Is that all we? Do we need to do anything else here? Do we need to talk to anybody else? I'm gonna
think
walk
so.
back in the council room, and I want to find Ashatal and.
Yeah, Shaitan would be kind of over to one side talking to just another kind of bureaucrat who moves on from him and goes, Fia,
Hi.
it's good to see you.
It's good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm quite well.
What do you know about that Archmage?
Archmage Kuraz. He's been
Yeah.
a thorn in our side as of
Is he
Keswick.
just an asshole or is he like shady? I'm
Oh, no,
not
he's-
sure.
Quite gentlemanly, usually.
Is he
Well, it's likely the stress of the whole thing. He's
spying on us?
spying? Him?
Yeah, he's like, oh, we're watching you. We know everything about you. And then I was like, yeah, what's Fabia's favorite color? What's the last thing Adelward ate? And Fabio was like, what's my birthday? And he didn't know any of that.
I imagine maybe he's worked with Friend. And she nods towards
Oh,
the
that makes
the kind of-
sense.
the changeling who stands alongside the princess. He's the spy master. Victor Kuraz is he was once the headmaster of Oxenfold Academy. He was a pleasant individual when I knew him. I mean, I served under him briefly
Oh.
in school. I was a student of his. He's capable, extremely adept mage, and resourceful. He was a thorn on our side for Kessex, as he was quite capable of maneuvering soldiers back and forth. He's the Royal Archmagus. I believe he nearly died. He nearly lost his life. He was in the main hall of Cloud's Reach when everything went by, when the portal started to appear and the entirety of the hall started to melt around them. He was there, and he managed to
It's pretty
save
fucked up.
both himself and that young soldier. It doesn't stop leaving his side, but I believe the magic was reburst against him somehow, and he spent the last couple of weeks in a coma, or at least since all of this went down. So he's currently up and back again, which is great. Great news. At least for the war effort. Did you have problems with him?
No, I can't decide if I just didn't like him because he was a jerk or if I should actually be suspicious of him. Like, can devils possess someone while they're in a coma?
Devil, I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with devils beyond that. I may have devilish blood, however. we
Oh
don't
no,
really
I didn't
commune
mean.
with them
Sorry,
often.
I was just more like talking out.
That's,
Like,
it's fine. I understand. It is good to be paranoid. I doubt
oh
it.
well, then I'm great.
He. I imagine he's just stressed. You find him on a good day, he's probably quite lovely. He was always our favorite.
You're okay though. You don't need anything.
I understand the need to be here. It feels odd to be the first to arrive. Just a week ago, everyone in this room would soon have me executed. Being on the other side.
Yeah, it was weird to be like, hey, I have an idea. Let's get everybody in a room to talk.
I have a cleric with me, and every meal I eat, we look for poison. So it has been a rather invasive affair, but so far none. So perhaps they are to be trusted for this. I know that we would want their aid if it was Albridge, as we had yours. Even if we did not have theirs. But keep doing as you're doing. The king will be here soon.
All right, it's good to see you. I'm glad you're okay. If there's
Almost
anything
fine.
I can do, just call.
I know.
All right, take my leave.
Okay. So where would you like to go now?
I'll just go back and find everybody else wherever they were.
Okay. As a general question then. What would you like to do, God's Bane?
I let the group decide. Just did my thing.
I mean, we could do bunny stuff. They were given the heads up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
But I
we
need to
can-
get vegetables.
I think we
yeah.
can reach out to like if there's people we would only need to message, we could do that and get people moving. We need to get moving and do bunny stuff. Let's get tiny.
Bunny stuff.
Yeah, I'm down to do bunny stuff.
Great. I guess that would be our plan, but we'd have to like go through the list and be like, okay, here's who we contact. So, right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you going straight to it? Where do you want to go first?
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah, let's go straight to it, I guess. Right? If we can.
I guess if things
Wait,
are
straight to
timey-wimey,
what?
we can.
Straight to which?
Are you, well,
Funny
that
stuff.
depends. Do you want to go to your home? Do you want to go? Where do you want to go? It's
Well, I
totally up
guess
to you guys
the-
where you go next.
So I think what OLG was saying is like we need to take the time to message like a bunch of people now that we just talked about, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like we can figure out, like we should OOC figure out, okay, who are the people that we could just send messages to? We can, Via can send however many messages in a day, and then the next day, go bunny.
Okay. I think Fabia would probably like go down the line of everybody and be like, okay, what's the coolest vegetable you got where you live?
They're all like,
Skold, what's your coolest vegetable?
leeks.
This is real improv, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You go.
right?
I'm sitting out on this one. You guys get to make up the coolest vegetable.
2 pine cones.
It's subjective
count.
for me.
Pine cones? Do neither of you eat
You
vegetables?
have been to Fjordhelm.
Yeah.
My
if I was-
people, my people
my God.
definitely eat vegetables.
Okay, if I was
Maybe
gonna
us,
guess-
the humans.
If I was gonna guess, there's probably a thriving root vegetable, something
Yeah,
else
you guys
going
gotta
on
have,
where you
like,
guys are. I'm shocked
kinds
you
of-
don't know.
It's like kelp. I mean, ever eat
Kelp?
seaweed or anything like that?
Wait, I don't know actually.
What? If your
I-
people can eat
I
kelp?
don't think they. Not if they can eat it. If they would have ever,
Oh.
I don't think they would have.
Wait, yeah, it makes sense that I would know of something that my
Yeah. So make
the
it up.
things I hunt would eat, right?
Yep.
Yeah. You're like,
So what are
they? They're I mean, I've never eaten one, but there are these things that grow in the ground on the mountains that the moose and such would eat.
Okay. Do you, like
I mean, they look like an onion. I don't.
I feel
Okay.
like I could just make like a magical vegetable that would solve a lot of this.
no,
Yeah, but no, the point
dude,
is they gotta
you
be
can't
able to
do
like.
that. No, they're all about like the
Yeah.
harvest and like being connected with the land and all that bullshit. I don't know how they would
we have-
know, but
there's a thing
Maisie
in
would touch that thing
Pennytown.
and be like, "This ain't real," you know? Like it's
You
not.
guys,
We can't do that.
Do you guys have taro?
I don't
There's
think so.
It's like a, I don't know, it's a vegetable they have in Pennytown.
What's it
You
like?
can, like get some of the, I don't know, it's like a giant potato, but like you can make like a paste out of it. You could do, it's, I don't know, it's kind of good. I'm like a huge vegetable
Sure.
fan, but like it's pretty good.
Okay. Let's do that. Because you
All right.
seem to be the most sure about what a vegetable even is, first off,
Oh,
and
yeah.
also
I
what
do
it
actually know
potentially
what
tastes
vegetables
like.
are.
Yeah.
Do they only like, wait, what if, are they like down with fruit at all? Like what if we got some nice
Sure.
like tropical fruit?
Oh,
Yeah.
Is wheat a vegetable?
Wheat is not a vegetable. No, it's a grain.
is that
What's
not?
the difference?
Oh no,
Grows in the
No,
ground.
that's like, wait.
do they eat grain?
Yeah.
Do you guys make breads? Do you like have like oatmeal? Anyway, I'm just saying, Pennytown has some stuff they probably don't have, right? Like taro and bananas and stuff like that. Like,
Sure. They definitely have never eaten any of that shit. Yeah.
so we'll
Okay.
get
Yeah.
some of
Let's grab that.
stuff. That's gotta be
works.
cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, definitely way cooler than inventing a new vegetable with magic. Definitely.
I'm just saying, dude. You'd spend all this time on it. You'd be all proud of it, and then the fucking moms would tear it to pieces, and they tell
No,
you
they
you're a
wouldn't.
piece of
I
shit.
tear it to pieces because they're enjoying it and eating it so quickly.
I feel like you're under the impression that people have the kind of power Adderwood has. If he made a new vegetable, it would be spectacular, would it?
Okay, how
It's
about
really
this?
expensive.
You
Not
know
everybody
what?
could just do
A
it. We just
superfood.
find these.
How about this? All right. We'll make a basket. We'll make it pretty for the baby, right? We'll put a bunch of shit in there, and Adderwood can make a weird magical fruit or
Also
a weird
could make the
magical vegetable,
basket.
and we'll put it in there, and we'll watch, and we'll
You keep
see
saying it's weird,
if
but
they
it could
notice.
cure ailments. It could be
It
revolutionary.
could.
Yes,
It's
it
still
could do
gonna be
all of those
weird.
things, certainly.
Either way, it's weird, guys. Okay.
What's weirder is just collecting random vegetables to bring them
No,
home.
that's normal. That's what everyone does.
That's not normal.
We just collected a moose and
the
some
most
honey and
normal
a
thing
deer for
possible.
like the ogres. We would have collected some fish and stuff for a crate, but like it's just the same thing. It's just they like vegetables.
It's not the same thing. If I had gone 3 continents over to find a deer for the ogre, they would not have fucking cared.
It's
They
a
would have eaten
hostess
it.
gift. That's what you do when you go to someone's house. You like bring a thing for
Fine.
them. Like, hey, thanks for having us over.
Look, it's fine. We'll give them a lot of different things, and we'll also make it a fun game and put Adderwood's weird thing in there. And if they notice, then I win.
That's
Oh, so
fair.
it's a competition. Then.
It is. It's always a competition, yeah. So
This makes sense.
make it good.
Oh,
You know, like weird colors. That's gonna be. He's already like his hands
access
are
to
already.
every
He's gonna
spell
kill your people.
7th and below. I'm gonna make something good.
It's gonna be the best vegetable ever, just out of spite. It's gonna be the most
Anti-aging
amazing-
vegetable.
Yeah.
He's gonna give them a vegetable that's so good that they become addicted to it, and he's gonna ruin your society.
And you did this because you egged them on.
Yeah.
You know, worth it.
Well,
And then he'll look at you and go, pranked you. As they're all withering away.
okay, I guess
Great.
that's our
Pennytown.
plan.
Yeah.
That's true. We can message people from Pennytown. Okay. Do you guys want to go to Pennytown, and do you want to go right now? Because I can do that because I still have an 8th level.
I would like to go somewhere.
Yeah,
You
let's
don't
go
like
now. It's a bummer here, and apparently they're all watching us.
Yeah, I'm not over that.
Me
Yeah,
neither,
I don't
but-
really love that. Hang
Wait,
on.
what did he
I'm gonna-
say?
Are we outside or are we still inside? I don't know where
I
we
mean,
are.
you're
but
in
I'm
a
gonna...
corner somewhere in the hall. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look around the hall and see what is like a token I can take, so it's not a fucking rock or whatever from Shieldbrook. Is there like a pen, like a quill or something somebody's put down?
that
Probably
says
not
Shieldbrook
anything like-
on it.
You probably got
Property
like
of Shieldbrook Castle.
you got like a stamping kind of what do you call it? Like a sigil for stamping, like for like candle wax, and letters.
That feels like actual like theft of like
Well, yeah,
stealing
that's-
someone's.
You
So
can
here's,
stamp a
here's
thing.
the thing that I interpret from the teleport spell, right, which I've been quite lenient with. When it says an item associated with the area, I feel like the person needs to go, oh, that must be from this area. Because if you pick up a rock, like if you pick up a rock from
It's
London
from
and,
the
you and
fucking
someone
area.
goes, oh, that's a
Nah,
London rock,
man.
you know?
Rocks where I live, they got a distinct smell. To
Yeah,
them,
dude.
you know what
I don't.
mean?
You don't know shit about geology.
this
It
kinda
shows,
smell.
man. I don't know. Like I weep
Well, like,
for
dude,
you.
all
I'm
I'm saying
sorry.
is
Like,
it's associated objects
The
should
rocks
be
here are more
associated.
sedimentary
So
and not
stealing-
igneous. It's totally different.
But that could still be
So,
many locations, so I'll
If
make
you
you roll.
want me to lift a thing, I
specific-
will.
I'm gonna just like look at Fabia and like look at it, and then look at Fabia, and look at it. Like,
I roll.
Go slave hand.
please.
A 34.
You look at Fabio, you
look
look,
at-
at the thing. you go, you just
I
go.
look back at the thing and
You
it's
look
not
at me,
there.
you look down, you look at me, you look again, and it's already gone.
I was going to say the exact same thing, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh shit! Nice.
Thank you.
And you see, even the guy that's like sat there and he's like writing letters, he like reaches out, like rubs his eyes because he's just stamped. Oh crap! And then gets up and like goes to try and find another one.
Okay.
That would be more associated. It's got like a little symbol of Shieldbrook on it.
Okay, do you feel better about it now?
I feel much
Next time
better.
I try to see me
Look,
back here.
I felt
Okay,
guilty
great.
about seeing teleport spell be so abused beforehand. Okay, so this is lovely.
Okay.
Now we can come back.
It's lovely.
Now I'm
It's
gonna take
lovely.
out my fucking Pennytown thing, and we're gonna go there. The
Your Pennytown
stupid
rock.
thing I
Pennytown
got.
rock, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Are you sure
This
it's
is a
from
violent
That's what
thing.
Pennytown has.
and not like a fucking fake out from somewhere else?
That's true. It could mean a
Shit,
rock
is
force
this
from
the
somewhere else.
Pennytown one or
That's
the-
what I will do.
No.
Yeah. You want to bring a rock? I'll bring a
It's the
rock from
thing
somewhere else
from-
that actually came in some guy's shoe, and then
No.
you appear halfway
Also,
across the
I'm
continent.
really familiar with it, so whatever. Also, I was just in Pennytown. Hey guys, let's go to Pennytown.
Yay, we did it.
Teleport into Pennytown, and with your kind of sights set on gathering up vegetables to bring over to Fabia's people, so that
When
you
you
might
say it like
convince
that.
them to go into the Great Wood, or convince them to tell you where to go. And with a tiny mission ahead. You've got 2 of your legacy items, 4 more to go. But we'll leave tonight's episode there, with your journey off into Pennytown, with venture ahead into a world full of wonders. As a comparison to the ice cold north, it's going to be a little bit wackier and wilder than that Fabius one. But yeah, we'll leave tonight's episode there.
Yeah.
And congratulations on getting your second legacy item complete.
Yay, you big.
You get to get very, very big. I was saying in the chat, whereas Gargantuan's 4x4 technically, Colossal will be 6x6. So you'll be very, very big.
That is very large.
Sweet Jesus.
2.5 size the size of Magnathor, to give you an idea. So you are very,
See, the
very
larger that Skold gets, though, the larger Joe needs to make the maps to accommodate Joe, and therefore farther everyone else has to
That's
run.
right.
in
Fia's
these
like,
new
I'm
large-
That's true.
chilling at
That's-
150
no,
feet
you're not
away,
wrong.
bitch.
You're not wrong. I have to start moving all my maps like a little bit bigger. Otherwise, Skull's going to take up most of them.
Well, I'm not gonna just go 100 foot for no reason against like 6 foot tall enemies.
We're on,
Yeah,
like,
and
I'm
also-
on Skold's left
Come back to
shoulder.
that
I'm on
one,
Skold's
dude.
right shoulder.
Like it said in your
It's
thing,
more like
you
know, am I trying to hold a dam and prevent a natural disaster? Yes. Okay.
now you can also go back down to medium size if you wish as well. So anytime you do want to
Okay,
go in a
that's
place, you can go up and down. And then next level you'll be able to do you'll be up to huge naturally if you wish it.
It's like a place we all want to go into and he doesn't. And we're like, you could just get smaller. And He's like, I can't. I forgot how to do it. I
Yeah, he
can't
can
do it
choose.
anymore."
You can choose
Yeah.
next. He doesn't have to go
No, I
into that
can't.
doorway. Sometimes it's more fun to try and fit into the place, which you can't really usually fit. But yeah, he can pick up from the top shelf and the bottom shelf now.
Hey.
But yeah, so that's episode 114. We'll be back next week for 115 as we explore Fabia's kind of backstory and legacy item. Thanks everyone for playing. We can do some shout outs and take it up from there. Let's go around from Tomato.
Hey guys, I'm in the Shadow Realm right now.
How is it? Is it comfy?
Pretty good. There's people like walking around behind me, so I'm just fucking
okay.
not dealing with that.
That's okay.
I'm giving
That's
fair.
I'm giving them the eye.
You looking at them right now?
Yeah, I'm looking at them right now.
Can they hear you?
Yeah, they can fucking hear me.
Say something.
Leave.
Shout out to that person.
Shout out to the lever.
The sabotaging family member.
Yeah. Twitch.tv/Tomato, everyone. You know him. He plays a variety of games every day, talks about his kid, and, you know, has coffee.
Yep.
Yeah, it has coffee.
Strip
That's
it.
him.
That's right.
That's him. The best-
TV/Joe Fudge.
No, the best bit you could have done just now, Dodger, is you should have walked behind Sam's camera and walked around in the background until he tells you to leave.
That would have been
Damn it.
good. It would have
Twitch
taken
TV
It would have been a
Joe
lot of
Fudge.
logistics. A lot of logistics.
Twitch.tv/Joe Please support me. Use
Twitch.tv/Strip
Twitch
it.
Prime's Joe Fudge.
Twitch.tv/Strip
My
it.
name's Joe Fudge.
He's a professional World of Warcraft streamer
I
as
do
of tomorrow.
2 D&D shows, one
he'll
on Friday, one on
be
Sunday.
playing
I
tomorrow.
play
He'll
D&D
be on his
homebrews
stream
during
tomorrow.
the week. Tomorrow I'm
and tomorrow he'll be playing
playing World of
some
Warcraft
over on
because I'm
Strippin's
looking
channel.
forward to that. And
he'll be
I
having a
play
great
a
time over
warrior named I forgot my own name.
That's fucked up, dude. Okay.
Denathrius.
You know where to find her. Twitch.tv/Breebun, everybody. Go and check her out. She is not here currently. She's having like vacation times. Bree might be out next week. She said maybe on the 4th, so we're not sure. But maybe if she can come back, it'd be lovely to have her back for the Fabi a bit. Others will weave. I'd probably have to throw it into your party anyway, because once you get shrunk down, it doesn't really make sense. It's like a, hey, by the way, I'm here now. So she might be thrown back in,
but he
as
doesn't
a,
know about the size thing, so he's just huge.
Yeah,
ruins everything. Yeah.
But Dodger.
Well, my intro got stolen. Hi, I'm Dodger. I play cursed games.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you stole her intro, Joe.
I know. I did.
Wow,
I was looking
dude.
at her face to see her reaction, and she just looked more sad than like laughing. You were
Because you
Can't believe
stole
this.
her intro.
What am I meant to say now?
You do tomatoes.
Nothing?
Yeah, now you
like
have to do
tomato
tomatoes.
does?
Yeah.
What else is there other than cursed?
That's a really
This is
good tomato
fucking
base.
Weird. This is weird. This ain't
Yeah, it's
right.
weird. It's weird when it's reversed, huh?
That's gonna be good. Next week we're doing. Everyone else has to do a different intro from someone else.
Oh,
I like
good,
it.
I like it.
We'll
That's
all
fun.
rotate to the left, yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah. We'll keep doing that until we go all the way around. Shane.
Hi, I'm Shane. I'm gonna sleep nice and early tonight because who knows how long I'm gonna play WoW, how many hours
Yay.
straight. It's gonna
For
not be
sleep.
good.
It doesn't. This doesn't even start till like 3 p.m. PST.
That's
right?
about when
Yep.
I wake up.
Yep. It's 11 p.m.
So-
for us. It's not fun.
Gross. What a weird time.
It's not a good time, dude.
It's because it's midnight for EU. That's for like the
Yeah.
rest of EU. That's why they do
Yeah.
it. Midnight drop.
Still weird.
Yeah, it's very strange.
You.
EU.
Ew.
OG.
What's up? Well, gee. Not going to be playing WoW tomorrow or probably any other day. I played it once. I have a character. I don't remember her
Respect.
name. She had a tentacle thing. I don't know. What's that?
She had a
Shadow-
tentacle thing?
Like she
Yeah,
was
she's
into
like there was
tentacles
like-
or she had
Yeah,
a
she,
tentacle on
she
her?
loved
tentacle
she
thing.
loved tentacles.
Did she?
No, she's like
What did you
is
play?
a shadow priest a thing? Is that a
Oh,
thing?
Shadow
Did I make
Priest.
that
Oh,
up?
that's
Then you
right,
get
okay,
the pet, the
Yeah,
Shadow Priest.
she had like a tentacle.
yeah.
I don't know.
I played with you and I
Yeah.
didn't remember what you meant. I was like, is she meaning Draenei? No, okay.
Yeah, Joe was like a devil dude with 2 fucking blades or some shit.
Nice.
I don't know. I don't really remember a lot
Actually,
of it.
you know
Is
what's
it
funny?
NLP?
Do you know what's funny? Is my character was called Aldorus because it was the it was my demon hunter. That's why I had the name. That's why I invented the name. And I threw it into that character.
Yeah.
My demon hunter.
Eldurus 1.0, a
Yeah.
huge hench, like fucking
I
devil
was like
dude.
panicking for a
It's
name,
just like,
and I was like, shit. And I loaded up my WoW account to see what names I'd come up with in the past. I was like, that'll work. for
they're
this
all
wizard.
like butt and like
no,
Yeah.
no.
He's on his WoW
You-
account to see what names he's come up with in the past, and they're all just like straight from the WoW wiki.
Twitch.tv/JoeFudge. You can find me on this channel. I'll be playing WoW with all of the guys this week as it drops tomorrow night.
I want you to know I have Joe Fudge as a character name on
I
our
know,
server.
you threatened me with it, and I was like, I'm not interested in it.
Fucking
Every
amazing.
time you do it.
Yeah, but
I've
I'm going
got
to use
it.
it to seed chaos.
That's fine
and
by
you
me.
should.
That's fine by me. I think I still no. Who has Kraken? Maybe Shane. Someone.
I
has
had it, but I gave it up.
Kraken. Oh no.
Shame you're
I have, I have you and LOL, man.
Yeah, you've shown us.
Sam.
What is this
Just
weird
all on
war you guys are in?
Yeah, I know.
That's a prank war.
That's a true prank war,
It will
yeah.
come one day that will be a good
I have the name
prank war, but for
Bumhole,
now it's
so I'm fine. Okay, yeah.
Said butt.
True.
I was
You're
close.
set.
I was
Yeah.
close.
You're like,
Yeah.
no, I don't have butt. Oh, sorry, it was bumhole, everyone. I'm so sorry.
It's much more polite. You can find us on. We have a Discord if you want to go and chat about the episodes there, and there's also a Patreon if you want to see behind the scenes and the homebrew stuff and all of that good bit of lore. I actually threw up some lore for Mount Lord Sucksack, so you can hear his origin story
Hey.
and how the ogres got into pass. Because actually, ogres are all mostly from High Loma, so they'll be involved in next campaign as kind of their own faction.
Alright, say, look at that.
I was gonna
So,
say they're different from Hill Giant.
yeah. We'll see you all next week for episode 115. Thanks everyone for coming out and playing, and thanks everyone for coming out and watching. We'll see you then. Catch you later.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.